you stupid.
Removing the satanic powers of wearing white after Labor Day. Oh, shit.
Probably shouldn't play that for copyright reasons.
Are we sharing?
I mean, we were supposed to start 7 minutes ago.
Have we ever started on time?
Hey, everybody, welcome to the podcast. I'm Nick.
I'm Tyler.
I'm comic book guy.
I'm this guy named Kyle.
I'm Corey.
What is up, y'all?
What's so funny is before, you literally were like, as you said the word hi, everybody, like, you went hi, my phone was like, hey, Friendly Neighborhood Nerds is live.
That's funny.
So what's everyone been up to this week?
I've been up to this stack of comics.
Sea of Thieves.
I haven't played anything since Mortal
Anniversary update
Kombat.
came out.
Who here has been watching arena
You're
matches?
still doing the Sea of Thieves thing.
I haven't watched arena matches,
I
but I
just
have
restarted
watched
'cause
a
the
lot of
anniversary.
fishing.
Okay,
I have done nothing but fish.
hold on. So,
I need to play the game.
arena matches. Watch arena matches. If you watch 30 arena matches on Mixer before the 5th,
Did you just promote Mixer while we're streaming to YouTube?
I mean, I'm
I
just
think he did.
That's a little weird.
I mean,
a little
YouTube-
dummy.
a
even.
little bit.
It's not like they're paying
No,
us.
It's okay to have multiple platforms.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, we stream this on YouTube. We stream our gameplay on Twitch, and I'm saying
None
it
of
makes
us
a
use
t-shirt.
Mixer.
And then
But anyway, no.
some other videos go to
Me and Nick know one
Pornhub.
person uses Mixer.
I know a few people who use Mixer.
Well, I know Redneck does.
I used to use Mixer exclusively.
I will say,
And
I do
then
kind of like
I
Mixer for the
stopped.
fact of you can do the multiple streams in one
Can you do it
window
on Twitch?
soon.
Well, no. Well, technically, you can do it if you're already a partner.
Oh, that thing. Yeah.
The other thing I will say that I like about Mixer though is there's less people on it, so it's easier to break through.
That's true too.
Like
Anyway,
when I'm on
same with
Mixer, I
Facebook.
tend to have like 5 to 10 viewers. On like Twitch, I have 0.
Sounds about right.
But no, Mixer. So if you watch 30 arena matches between now and May 5th, it went live yesterday. I already hit my 30.
If hitting play and walking away is not hard.
Well, I mean, I actually watched them. They're really good to watch. They're really good. But no, watch 30 matches, you get the full Obsidian pack. So the Obsidian drum, the Obsidian voice trumpet, the
I think I
Obsidian...
already have that.
Well,
Well, some of us aren't as good as you.
Obsidian or Onyx?
I don't remember.
The black blunderbuss with like the chains around it is the Onyx stuff. The Obsidian stuff you can only have... It was like, oh... Watch this announcement thing from Sea of Thieves on Mixer live when it is coming live and not as a video on demand,
Right.
and you can get the bucket. Watch this one here, and you can get the Eye of Reach, and watch this one here, and so on and so forth. Now, if you watch 30 matches between now and the 5th, you get all of it. The only thing it doesn't come with is the Obsidian pistol, which was on the very, very, very first developer Q&A, and if you didn't watch it, then tough shit, you are never getting that pistol again. Well, no, they've actually stated.
No,
they're
they
not
said they
doing
were
it.
never ever going to do that with the sword and the whatever from doing the 3-month Xbox Live thing. And now that it's been 8 months or whatever, you can buy them now. Just
that's cool.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So
I
so
just
you
want the
get
fucking
full
Banjo Kazooie thing that I didn't get.
I have.
Oh,
No,
the
it's-
figurehead.
Yeah.
It's in the game right now.
Oh, I thought it was a limited
So I'm
like.
gonna be the dummy and
1
ask
month
what's new
thing.
with it, because I used to play Sea of Thieves when it first came out when
Right.
there was nothing going on.
So
really.
first off, the coolest and most radical, awesome thing they've added is harpoons.
Yeah.
Yes.
On
Oh
the
my
front.
god, yes.
Not only can you
What?
harpoon other ships and pull in, you can also pull in people. You can pull in
Loot.
stuff like loot out on the sea.
That's a game changer.
Dude,
I know.
dude, if you're passing an island, you can harpoon the fucking island and do a hard sharp
Yeah,
turn.
I
Like
watched
you don't-
a.
how you do like an
Don't
anchor
turn
drop, but like you don't have to bring up the anchor. You just drop it, turn around, release the harpoon, and keep going.
Does Jeff know
I watched a
about
guy
this?
do a
I don't know.
megalodon tow truck. There was,
Yes,
there was
yes.
a megalodon that swam
Guess
past,
what
and
we
they
found out
sank both
yesterday?
of their harpoons into it and got towed along.
Guess what we found out yesterday? Doesn't have to just be harpoons. Regular sharks just pulls your ship along like it's nothing. It's hilarious. Regular shark, you just harpoon it, and you're like, "Here we go, guys!" It starts to drag you underwater. It is hilarious. It breaks the game.
The ship?
Yeah, it's because it doesn't register weight as like different. You're just
You
connected.
think they've ever figured that out?
You would so apparently. Oh, that does look cool.
Ooh,
So apparently,
that rifle though.
during the developer sessions of the harpoons,
You already saw
it
that
became
one.
a fun
Yeah.
thing for galleons. People on galleons, what they would do as they were playing like the galleons, they would go to that one middle rock that is not an island, it's just a rock spiring out of the water, and they would climb it with the harpoons. because they would fire and then retract, and the whole ship would just raise out of the water because the harpoons were just too strong. So they would literally fire and then kind of like try and turn it so it would swing the ship, and then fire the other one even higher, and then just climb.
Oh,
Honestly, I'd do that too.
It sounds like fun, but now they made it so if you get too close to an island or pull yourself start up, it just breaks the harpoon and comes back.
Nah.
I know.
I missed
still
out.
cool, though.
That's what I just heard.
They've added fishing, a lot of different fishing, which gives you a whole new, instead of just the gold hoarders and the spirit lady and the market, whatever, they added now a hunting thing, so you can cook food, which now instead of just bananas, there's
Thank God.
bananas,
different kinds of
coconuts,
meat,
mangoes.
pineapples.
Pineapple is the best fruit to find.
Sorry, I was just smiling at the coconuts, so they'll give you the shits.
And then you can also kill chickens, you can kill snakes, you can kill pigs. They actually give you food now that you can cook, and when you cook them, it gives you a shitload more HP. They added a little regen gauge, so even if you're at full health, you can eat something still, and there's a little circle around your health thing that'll fill up. And so if you get shot or whatever and then back out of combat for like 5 seconds, it'll start automatically refilling your health from that second pool.
I'm
So
really
it kind of works like the food gauge in Minecraft.
Right.
I'm really glad they're getting better
Yep.
at this.
Yeah, there is almost more content that was just
I've heard
added
this,
in this update than there was in the entire
Through
game.
all the
up to
other
this point.
contents, which is really
Oh,
sad.
heads up! It is 100 proof.
It just smells really good.
It is really fucking good.
On top of that, you can now damage masts.
Ooh.
Yeah, they have selective damage. You
They
can
have
destroy the.
selective-
Dude, those
you can
things
destroy the
are a
helm wheel.
bitch to repair though.
I've heard.
What's that? Golly.
So they'll show up that so then we're gonna be here for the podcast.
Nobody's
So
here.
I actually may start playing again then.
So
That's
you
mommy
can
coming down the
you can damage
it was
the
Adrian's
mast, you can
reflection
damage
in
the
door.
wheel, you can damage the
Ollie, I
anchor,
love you.
So,
the
wait.
capstan.
Can't you blow off the mast?
Yeah, like it falls over.
Yeah, and then you have to have somebody like hoist the mast up using the ropes and then hold it in place while somebody else
and then
is
plank
repairing.
it.
So
Yeah.
that means literally 2 people are doing nothing but repairing that.
Yeah, instead of like hulls where it's like, oh, one person done.
Because if you
It takes
do
a
that,
minimum of 2 people to do that.
that's a quick way to kill a ship though. Because at that point, there's 2 people. So okay, I'm just gonna
But
fire
so-
the hole now.
It's
Uh-huh.
even better. So it used to be if you shot a ship in the same spot, the hole would just fill no matter what. Now there's varying sizes of holes, so if you keep shooting a ship in the same spot, it gets bigger and bigger. It takes apparently like
Immensely more.
the Kraken grabbed one of my buddy's ships at one point when he was playing the other day, and it smashed a hole so big he sat there. He said for at least 20 seconds just hammering, like couldn't move. Literally had to sit there as it just sprayed water in the whole time.
I'm really sad that this game's a better One Piece game than the new One Piece game.
Imagine if you harpoon another galleon or another ship though, like that can make things end really quickly for both of you.
Right.
To an extent, as long as you know what you're doing.
I'm just thinking of like Star Wars like broadsides and like Revenge of the Sith. And it's like
Well, that's what the whole Megalodon thing. One of the guys, he was getting chased by a galleon who was catching him, and a Megalodon spawned. And as it was going around, they just harpooned it. It just went.
Yeah, they
And
just
it
took
was
off.
like turbo mode, like no problem whatsoever.
cool.
I like that harpoons. They had a whole new element. They're adding pets. That's supposed to be coming up soon.
So we can get our own parrot.
Finally.
Yes.
Finally.
Some of the
Have a kitty cat.
NPCs already reference their pets. Like, I went to a place yesterday to turn a bunch of food, and the guy was just like, "Tell him bye, Paul!" Like, talking about his parrot that's supposed to be there that's not in the game yet.
That's so
They're
cool.
updating before they're updating.
It should be,
Yeah.
it should be here very soon.
And,
Can pets die?
And then the other
Can
big
pets
update.
die?
I have no idea.
So have you heard
No.
about Arena?
I heard you talk about Arena.
Basically, it's Battle Royale.
Yeah, it's kind of.
It's basically Battle
It's
Royale.
Battle Royale-ish. So like you basically have teams
Is this just like fighting or are you all on a ship?
on like galleons. No. So each team gets a galleon,
Okay.
and then you get like 20 maps, and then you look at these maps, and each of the maps say, okay, you got treasures on this amount of stuff. Go. You get points for each treasure. You get points for finding treasure. You get points for turning in treasure. You get points for killing an opponent. You get points for hitting an opponent's ship with cannonballs. You get points for sinking opponents. You get points for like. There's all kinds of stuff you get points for, and then at the end of 24 minutes, whoever has the most points wins. And it's all galleons.
How big is the map?
It's about the size of like 6 islands.
Okay, no, that's
So
not
it's
bad.
it's
That's
not
what
like the
I
whole.
thought. I was gonna say, I feel like that'd be a
no,
little
it's
rough.
so you got the like 6 islands, and then you get the Kool-Aid around it.
Gotcha.
So
How many players?
The biggest
How many teams, I should say?
the biggest I saw was 5
20.
teams of 4 players each.
So
so about
five
20.
galleons.
20.
Yeah.
That's
So-
not bad.
I still think it'd be cool if you have 5 on a galleon. That'd be
You
cool.
can. If you find people
Well-
that are cool enough, I've joined a crew of 12.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there's-
Oh, with
wait.
like alliances.
Yeah.
Well-
No, it wasn't even an alliance. It was just it was back whenever the Megalodon update first came out, and everyone was trying to get it. The only way to get it was to have 5 people play the same tune. Well, 4 is obviously the max, so it made it so people had to work together. So I remember we parked our sloop at the island where Merrick stands and makes the song. We parked our fucking another person parked their galleon, another person parked their galleon. It may have been the whole server, and we all got on one galleon and fought the Megalodon. It was awesome.
I will say I saw somebody the other day where
I've done that like once where it's been like 12 people on the galleon, and I'm like, this is how it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I saw something the other day where somebody was like, "Oh, like we did a server-wide alliance," and they had a screenshot of multiple galleons filled with captain's chests. Like I'm talking, there's no room to walk because there's so many captain's chests, and like and stuff like that. But then I've also heard from other stuff where people form alliances and then they get their stuff and then they get it on the side, leave the alliance, murder everybody, and then turn all the stuff in, and they get all the credit for everything, and nobody in the
Without
alliance gets
sharing.
right.
Yeah.
But if you work together
I mean,
as an alliance,
you're all pirates. Like I get it.
right? But at the same time, it's like I spent 24 hours doing this, and like there were people like spending multiple hours doing this like server wide, and then a few people fucked it up for everybody.
See, what I like with the fishing thing is every single fish is a different amount of, obviously, goodness.
Yeah.
So they have 5 different variants of every single fish. I think there's 20 variants. I'm not entirely sure. Some you can only catch in certain areas. Some you can only catch in certain areas with certain bait.
I saw a chart on Reddit today.
Yes,
that
I
had
did
like
too.
the list of
Like-
regions.
So have you heard what the most expensive fish was?
Mm-mm.
It was a albino. I don't think it was called albino, but it was a wrecker fish, which you can only find near shipwrecks. It was a trophy fish, so it was already huge. So you have regular size and the trophy side, which are rare. And then the white variant is also the rarest type of that fish. So it was a white trophy variant, and it sold for more than 4,000 gold.
Jesus.
So that's like more than shit fucking regular, like
Yeah.
the best chests. And I was just like,
Yeah.
you can actually do stuff now fishing.
It's
Shit,
like one fish is that.
And you can do it while someone's sailing. So while other people are sailing, you can literally just go to the back, side, front, whatever, just because the game kind of figures that you're stationary and the fish are just magically stationary with you. You can literally just cast and forget. Like catch fish as you're just sailing down the sea.
I want to play Sea of Thieves.
Right.
It's
So
fun.
I
Joey
guess,
said-
I guess we're playing Sea of Thieves tonight after the
Oh,
stream.
100% I'm down.
I
I've-
don't own it.
I will say,
Oh yeah, Joe doesn't
bought
own Sea of
another-
Thieves. He's got it on what's it called?
Game Pass.
I may have bought another game.
Oh, did you end up buying that one?
I bought Mordhau.
I do.
How I didn't get to watch the video.
So, have you ever played Chivalry?
Oh no.
Okay, do you know what Chivalry is?
Yes.
First person sword fighting?
Yeah,
basically?
semi-realistic simulator.
Semi-realistic, except it had issues. Where so basically when you start to swing, it counted the whole blade, as it should, as the dangerous part, the pointy end. So what people could do is you set your DPI to 10,000, people got good at it. The second you start to swing, you just spin and it does a full damage around. You can't block it. It's
Yeah.
impossible to block. Or if you got the strongest weapon, which is either the battle axe or the hammer, you run up to someone, spin around and swing and aim straight backward. Your guy puts his weapon right at the head and will one hit almost every single person. So you'd see people go. It was just goofy. Mordhau fixes all of that. They added in.
There's also like musketeers and fencers and like.
Well, not
kind of
so much musketeers. You can make anything you
Right,
want.
right.
The amount of customization is stupid.
But that's the thing with chivalry. It's basically okay. Armored knights. Do you want to be ranged or do you want to be melee? Go.
Yep.
Like
This is, I've seen someone who was decked out in like this cool Wanderer's hood and then had certain level of padded armor and then light armor like at the legs and feet. And then he had a rapier and was literally walking around just stabbing. And it was cool shit. Like,
Yeah.
the rapier does not also have an alternate style, so that's a big thing in the game. Everything has an alternate hold. The ones that don't, you can throw. So I was
wait,
literally...
you could throw a rapier then?
You can throw a rapier.
That's even cooler.
It is hilarious. I was literally chased after a guy and I was almost dead. He was almost dead. He's covered in blood, had gashes all over him. And I was like going in for the stab with the spear and he turned around and just went... It fucking stuck in my head, and I just slumped over dead. I was like, "What the fuck just happened?" It was like before we left for dinner. But
You didn't see that one coming.
No. So you have the regular parry, right? Which just kind of puts your weapon in front real quick, just like in Chivalry. You also have, if someone's swinging the same way as you're gonna swing, if you do it right as it contacts you, it literally shoves the blade and then right posts. If you parry and then attack, it's a slower right post. If someone's going to stab and you wait for it to hit, it literally right posts there and stabs forward. So there's a variety of different attacks. You can feint, obviously, just like regular Chivalry and everything, but it was cool to watch people literally parry, right post, like doing everything. And then the archery is a lot better personally as well.
I mean, archery and Chivalry is pretty garbage.
Right, because it
Was
was
it really?
basically just
That
it was literally, you
sucks.
hold the bow and you're just like. This one, whenever he pulls, it actually, you can literally let go of it early, because as he pulls it up, it literally moves the crosshair to how he pulls the bow up. So if you know someone's on your right, you can literally start pulling up and aim up real quick and just fire right here, and it still does the same amount of damage. It's an arrow entering somebody's body.
Yeah.
But I would recommend, and there's horses. So I got on a lance in the training, literally pick up a lance, get on a horse, and fucking awesome.
Okay.
So far, I've literally played like 12 matches, and every single match I was on the losing side. But there was nothing more fun than taking a Zweihander
Zwei.
out of nowhere and just like this guy's like fighting someone else, and he's just like, he doesn't see me. And, like cave in his skull like with
Holy
a sword.
shit.
You could take a hammer, not a morning star, an evening star,
Yeah.
which is apparently bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I literally, this one guy,
Evening Star.
this poor guy did not have a helmet on. After that, he didn't have a head. Like, I hit it, and his head just... and he just slumped over, and blood came out. The gore, by the way, is very
I
graphic.
can't believe
Apparently.
I've heard this before.
It just
It came out 2 days ago.
Yeah.
How
But
much
you
is
think
it?
I would have heard about
It's
it?
on sale right now.
$26.
$26 on Steam.
That's not bad.
Right.
I would recommend. Right now,
It's 10% off right now. On
the-
Steam. It's normally 30, but
Right now, the whatchamacallit, the progression system is broken from all the new people. That the gold and the XP, you don't get any. It's a bug that they know they've been working on for the last couple of days. They're just trying to fix it. But probably with the influx of new people, it's hard to keep up.
Yeah.
But apparently they've already come out and said as soon as we have it finalized and fixed, they're giving everyone free shit.
Free shit's always nice.
But I think the coolest thing for me is the customizing the character. It's like a regular customize. You can move every facet of someone's face. I made myself, at least as close as I think.
And then you can destroy it.
Yeah, you watch your head get cut off and roll away as your guy slumps to the ground. The armor is very simple. You have different styles of armor, but it's either light, medium, or heavy. And then you have customizations to the armor. I saw one customization where a guy was Jon Snow.
Huh.
They have an actual wolf pelt with the chain and a cape. I mean, he was literally Jon Snow.
That's awesome.
In other words, buy it so the developer keeps making shit for it because it is awesome. Nothing like turning the corner and see horses coming riding at you with a fucking longsword and he just goes.
So, who watched the Borderlands 3 stream
I
today?
didn't. I wanted to so bad.
So, I didn't watch it when it was live. I watched it while I was cleaning the house earlier.
I like the art for that game.
I watched the VOD for it. They did about an hour of actual gameplay and talking about it. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful. They started off with a screenshot. And they're like, yeah, this is a screenshot from the rendered game engine and all this kind of stuff. And it looked gorgeous. And they're like, oh, did we say screenshot? Sorry, this is the game. And then the camera like pans out and they're playing the
That's
game.
awesome.
Yeah.
And
By the way,
What a way to hype a game.
By
Yeah.
the way, split screen.
split
I
screen's
don't know
coming
why
back.
I'm so hyped for that. But
Split screen's
that's
coming back. They introduced
Alright.
a Destiny style scaling system.
Oh yeah.
So there's loot instancing now. So if you and a friend are playing, you can all the loot that drops, both people can pick up. There's no more
There's no more. I grabbed it. Oh, sorry, you wanted that. Okay, here, let me trade it to you.
no more playing
Or
online
drop it,
games
I mean.
with like loot ninjas. But they do have a
Wild days.
what do they call it? Classic mode where you can play that traditional where there's no loot instancing. There's level scaling now, so say I'm level 30 and you're just starting a new character and you're level 3,
Right.
I join your game. All my enemies are level 30, but I'm doing damage approximate to your level.
That's cool. That's a very unique and good way to look at it.
Yeah.
But
That way, everyone can help people. It's nice.
But so I still get the experience that would come from a level 30 enemy.
Right.
I still get the
Loot.
and all that stuff, but I'm not just walking through enemies.
So that's what the multiple times I've tried playing Borderlands 1. The very first time it ended up with someone who played a long time, walked through. We got about barely halfway through the game and I was done because it was someone just walking through.
And
Yeah.
you're just like,
Just
oh,
destroying
thanks,
it. Yeah.
and
Again, in classic mode, you can still have that feeling.
Right.
If you want to play with a high level friend and just walk through the game, you can do that.
Yeah. So and then that's what in order to beat the game, I ended up playing with a buddy of mine. I still wanted to enjoy the game and play it, but he was like, "Well, we're just trying to get through the story, right?" And I sat at the quest giver.
See, at that point, you're just watching a movie.
It wasn't even that. I was staring at the quest board.
Yeah.
And then he's like, all right, finish it. And I would hit X to turn it in. And then hit X again to complete.
God, that's awful.
So Borderlands 1 for me is forever ruined.
The gameplay looks
It's the most
really cool. They
disappointed
introduced
ending of any
sliding.
game.
Sliding's a part of it
I feel
now.
like sliding should be in everything.
Yeah.
Mantling. They introduced mantling, so now like if you miss a jump, you can just like jump up and grab onto the ledge and
That's
pull
cool.
yourself up. So some of the like
Much needed.
platforming problems that were in
FPS stuff.
Borderlands 2 are now fixed. And the guns.
Oh yeah, the
The
insane
guns.
amounts of fucking guns.
See, I wasn't a huge fan of all the guns in Borderlands 2. Like, I like how every single company had their own style and make.
yeah.
But I found that I only liked one company, and it was just the regular assault rifle like company that just made the boring stuff. So maybe it's just
They showcased some different guns, and they even said in the stream, they're like, yeah, in the live game, this chest is not going to be here. Don't get your hopes up. And they just showcased a couple of like the crazier guns and like the TDR guns with their funky reloads.
Yeah.
That's where you get the guns with legs.
Yeah.
This guy would literally run into a room. He would shoot a single bullet and throw his gun. Shoot a bullet, throw a gun. Shoot a bullet, throw a gun. And within like 10 seconds, he had like 14 of these little turret guns with legs just running around the room killing
which is
everything.
super unique. I mean,
Yeah.
That was the one thing I remember is I kept trying to kill a fucking rack. I'd be like, shoot, and throw the gun and watch it explode by, and I'm like, ha ha ha.
Yeah, exactly. Bosses now will like drop the gun that they were using.
That's cool.
So if a boss if there's like a unique boss, the one that they showed, his name was Mouthpiece. He's he's like the propaganda guy for this cult that like is the antagonist, and his gun shoots like sound waves, right?
I didn't do nothing.
When he
You're
when,
fine.
when
You
he
give a shit.
when he dies, you can pick up his gun that shoots sound waves.
That's cool.
I'm just thinking of the dubstep gun now.
That's what it was pretty much.
Ollie?
I've yet to play that
The
game.
game is huge
What game?
compared to Borderlands 2. The hub
There we go.
the hub is now, instead of a city,
By the way,
the hub is actually a spaceship
That's cool.
that you can go to
97
other planets instead of just
Wow.
Pandora. Like they showcased one that was
So they expanded on the whole lore,
yes.
like, massively.
All the favorite characters are back. You know, like in the spaceship. The spaceship's called Sanctuary 3. You can go see Marcus. You can go see Moxie. You can go see Ellie.
I just know Tiny Tina's back, and I was excited about that.
Tiny Tina's actually a lot older now too.
Is she?
Because I mean, this is X amount of years after two.
I just think
But-
of Moxie and I think of
Those tits.
just so you know.
Oh, I mean, so those
Yeah.
tits.
Yeah.
But like, my thing with this is, yes, there's characters from Borderlands and Borderlands 2. They're also incorporating characters from Tales of the Borderlands.
Yes.
So they're bringing in everything.
I have that
Borderlands
game. I
into
need to
this
beat
game.
it.
I've wanted to play it so much. It's been on my list.
You know what else?
Buy it while you still can.
Speaking of which, I'm halfway through Bioshock right now.
Hey, round of
Hold-
applause.
Like, yeah. No. I still got a little ways to go, but
No, I was just giving you a round of applause that you actually played it because I
Well-
haven't played it yet.
yeah. Well, also, what was my other thing with Bioshock? Oh no! I was gonna say. Speaking of which,
Audio's low.
really?
Who said that?
One of the guys is watching from work.
Let me just turn everybody up. Let me just.
Penis.
Okay, is that any better? Like it says it's like we're maxing out right
Yeah,
here.
we're peaking like a bitch.
We're peaking hard on the mixer, but for some odd reason,
Did you
right
turn
here,
your cell
we're
phone
not.
up?
We're at like green.
Can you adjust gain off OBS?
Why, is something going on?
They're just saying that it's really
Apparently,
quiet.
I guess I
Oh.
can do. Let's do.
We need to figure out a
The
good
only
way to
person
do
commented so far has been like,
Yeah.
well, a couple
Yeah.
of people. One of them's Jeff.
No,
Oh,
I think
who's Leroy Jenkins?
That's me.
Oh, hi.
I think
I was gonna say
think
that's a silly question.
Borderlands 3 is going to be a good
Let's
a
try
good
this.
continuation
How-
of the
I got
series.
Yeah.
I think my
So at
only
least I got chicken.
complaint with it so far is the Epic Games Store.
Meh.
Hold on. Oh, well, okay.
I bought.
Yes. Let me get back to that here in a second. I'm gonna drop this down so we're not necessarily peaking.
I don't have
I'm gonna up the gain on
any games on the
this
Epic
a
Games
little bit
launcher,
more.
right? I don't play Fortnite. I don't play. I would have played Metro if it was on Steam, but I don't have the system that I have built on Steam
Can anybody tell me if that's better?
that I have on
audio-wise?
Epic Games.
The other
But-
thing I'll say with that though is, does it matter?
Yeah.
Did anybody
I was
tell
gonna
me if
say
that's
what
any better
what
audio-wise?
is
I
the
don't know about you, but like for
Yeah.
me, like
What's the-
I've already. Everyone complains about multiple launchers, but I'm
Like
like,
sex messages,
I went through.
whatever.
I was one of these people. I was like, I'm so tired of fucking multiple launchers. It's
Ubisoft.
stupid. And then I got on my fucking computer and realized I already have like Uplay. I've got the Bethesda launcher. I've got the Blizzard launcher. I have Steam. And I was like, fuck it. What the hell is one
Xbox
extra?
also a launcher like
Yeah.
per PC game.
Yeah.
What's one more?
But yeah, and
Right,
that's my
right.
thing. Is
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's cool to pull up one thing and be like, oh, here's all my games. But at the same time, as long as I'm still playing it, fuck it, I don't care.
I was
See,
gonna
And
say,
it also comes from sort of like the completionist, the achievement.
I'll give you
hunter.
that. I'll give
you
you
know,
that.
like I like the fact that I can go
Steam
into
has
Steam and I
achievements.
can see where I compare to all my friends, and they have
Well,
this
but
really fleshed out.
Steam has been around for how long? Epic just created their game store.
Yeah,
You
true,
gotta give it time.
true.
I think, like, I bought World War Z from there. I have yet to have a single issue with Epic Game Store. I know that's not to say I don't know people that have. know
I will
people that
say,
have.
not that this is an Epic game launcher problem, but somebody did bring up a point.
Just Gustarola.
Gustarola, yeah.
Brought up a very good fucking
so
point.
He wanted to play Division 2. It was cheaper on the Epic Game Store.
Yep.
So he bought it on the Epic Game Store. Downloads the entire game. Goes to play it, and it's like, oh, you need to install on Uplay because it's playing through Uplay.
Right.
No, it didn't even say you need to install on Uplay. It said you need to have Uplay installed.
Right.
So he installed the application of Uplay, and then Uplay was like, "Oh, hey, you don't have the game downloaded. Let's download the game for you,"
So it downloaded the game a second time, and then
which
finally-
caused it to start
yeah.
crashing.
But at least it didn't charge me extra money, did it?
No,
No.
but it was just the fact of so now it's installed on
And
both
by
this same folder.
It's a waste of
It's
space.
installed. Well, not just
Division
that,
2
but
is
it's
like what a 47 gigabyte game.
Yeah,
but it's the
so
fact
there's
of-
100 gigs just gone.
But the way he did it is he was like, okay, well, I'm going to go and select the same folder and maybe it'll just
Yeah.
recognize it's there.
Nope.
So instead, it just installed the same game a second time in the same folder and it started causing an issue where he would try to load it and it was trying to play on Epic and on Uplay and it would crash his computer. It would blue screen every time. So it took him like 15 tries to get it
Yeah.
But
fixed.
see, I don't.
And
think
by that
that's
point, he
an
was like,
Epic-
fuck this game. It's
Oh,
not an Epic Store
Yeah, I
issue.
think that's a Uplay issue.
Yeah.
Which is probably why Ubisoft has come out and said that they're here in the next year. They're supposed to be getting rid of Uplay altogether. Which sucks.
What are they going to switch to? Are they going to introduce a
Apparently,
new launcher?
no. Apparently, they're just rolling with everyone else's launcher. Which the one thing I like about Uplay is the only launcher you can play games and get rewards for the games you play.
Yes,
Yes.
I like that.
And it's hilarious that no one else has done that aside from like Steam's trading cards.
Look,
but I mean,
yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
See, Joe, I can't contribute much because I don't play on PC.
We'll see. Here,
I have a PC and I don't play on it much.
Here's my other thing about it though, which
I have
this
one.
kind of actually deals into
It's
one of the
okay.
things I was wanting to talk about this week. So, did anybody
I did.
see
I did,
what
and I thought
Tim
it was
Sweeney
insane.
posted online?
Like who?
Actually, I
Tim
did.
Sweeney.
I can't remember what
He's
it
the
was, but I
Gearbox
did
CEO,
see that.
right? Epic CEO.
Epic CEO.
So,
Oh, yes!
yeah. Everybody's like,
This is
"Fuck Epic
insane.
Store!" They're going and they're trying to do all these exclusives and blah 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 blah. Tim Sweeney specifically posted, "Hey, just throwing this out there. If Steam committed to a permanent 88% revenue share for all developers and publishers without any major strings attached, Epic would hastily organize a retreat from all of these exclusives while honoring our current partner commitments and consider putting our own games on Steam again."
Ha!
Yeah.
So basically,
The whole
like,
thing this
Steam
whole
doesn't
time.
fucking pay their people or the developers.
That's
the
literally what
whole
it is,
point.
because they literally take
Really?
40.
Yeah.
I didn't hear
Steam
about
takes
that.
40%
Yeah,
of
I
all
know.
games. Anything that's sold, they take 40% of it off the top.
But that's
Wow.
because people.
So that's
who
the
don't
thing
know
is
that,
that's
the
why-
mentality is, oh,
Right.
this is the library to have it on, so I'm gonna buy it on Steam.
Right.
But it's
But-
not even just that. People are getting pissed off because they're like, we don't know. They don't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't
And
know
all
that.
Epic's trying to do is go through and be like, no, we want people getting paid.
Right.
So that's why people are throwing
is
their
funny,
games at
like,
Epic
Steam
because they want to
Steam
get paid.
operates 60/40, and
Yeah.
Epic operates 88/12.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like 8812's a lot better.
I'm that stupid asshole who I bought Mordhau. It says, like, there's actually a whole developer thing that says, hey, if you'd be ever so kind, please go and buy it from our game or from our website, which will give you a Steam key. And I was just like, that's too much work. I fucking bought it on Steam.
Bro.
Right. I feel kind of bad, but I'm like, it's the ease of it.
Based
It's
on what
the
you
Yeah.
said, though,
laziness
I'm
of
actually
it.
surprised
Yeah.
that Steam's okay
It's the
with that.
convenience.
Huh?
Based off what we just said, though, I'm surprised that Steam's okay with
It's
that.
the same as Humble Bundle, though. Developers just give Steam keys away. How does Steam get their...
Okay, fair point. Fair point.
Most of that stuff's donated. Yeah.
Right,
They're
that's
Humble
what I mean.
Bundle, yeah.
So how does Steam get their money from that?
I mean, Steam doesn't necessarily get their money from that. It's more or less of a, like, or well,
They probably
unless
know
the
who
developers
sold what
pay
code.
Steam up front a little bit of money for said
For the
Steam
keys?
But not even just that. Like,
Maybe.
literally, like, so for Walmart, for instance, like,
Yeah.
if you buy a code at Walmart, like, Xbox knows, or, Steam knows it was sold at Walmart. If you buy something at Best Buy, like, Steam knows, okay, that code was sold at Best Buy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe that's just how it is, oh, okay, it was sold through this place,
Like,
this
well,
person owes
but-
us.
Well,
That's
now
probably how they know
that
where
could
the
be with like
advertising.
their subscription stuff, but for the most part, Humble Bundle, like their actual bundles themselves, everything for the
Right.
most part is donated by the developer, and then you
They kind of
basically-
broke off into a mainstream
yeah,
selling market as
right,
well.
as well, yeah. But yeah, no, I just find that funny. Like Tim Sweeney was just like, oh, well, I mean, if you guys want us to stop doing exclusives, like we'll stop going after
But
exclusives
start paying people.
as long as you guys start paying fairly. And like,
Yeah,
I don't know,
they-
I think good guy Epic.
I was gonna say Epic.
I like what's going on, but like they ain't gonna do shit about that.
Well, right, and
Steam may or may not. Yeah.
I feel like Epic has
Or
done
I should
something
say Valve,
in the
yeah,
past
Valve.
that has been shitty that everyone has said Epic is really shitty and scummy for, and I can't remember what it is. But I do feel like
I mean, Fortnite, but
That's trash.
yeah.
I'm still just mad about how excited I was for Fortnite to come out for about 6 years.
I remember.
It finally came out, and then I was like, oh, and they fucking scrapped everything I loved for a Battle Royale.
yeah,
I mean, you can still play it. They just
Yeah, yeah,
update
yeah.
it once every 12 months.
something like that. One big annual update.
And I mean, Fortnite has. So I played the Avengers variant for Fortnite. We're not gonna talk about Avengers.
Yeah, no.
I want to
no
fucking
Epic
play that,
spoilers.
though.
Sorry.
Because I saw the trailer and it looked
like,
cool.
There is.
We don't like talking
Yeah.
spoilers on this.
On
So
the
like in
podcast.
general,
Nick doesn't like talking spoilers. I would fucking love to
Oh,
talk
I would tear
spoilers.
some spoilers off.
Because
right
I
now.
don't give a fuck. If
So,
you haven't
Nick,
seen
thank
Endgame,
you, buddy.
that's your fault.
yeah.
I disagree.
Yeah, so basically,
Here-
thank him.
here's-
Don't
here's
give me
my
any
thing.
credit
if
for
we
this.
want to discuss spoilers and stuff, that's fine.
No one will
After
watch it.
the end of the podcast is like I like how Rooster Teeth has actually started doing the same thing where they'll do their podcast and then they'll be like, okay, the last 15 minutes of this podcast, heads up, we're going to talk Game of Thrones spoilers, and then they put something on the screen that's like, heads up, forewarning, rest of this podcast, next 15 minutes, there are Game of Thrones spoilers.
Get the
So what we're
Heads up,
saying
heads
is you
up,
need to
heads
get
up.
better at actually running the podcast that actually so we can post things that
Yeah,
say
Nick,
like,
it's all
hey,
your fault.
yeah,
Well, I mean,
Eric,
No, Rooster Teeth,
Gotcha.
the production manager that actually
Yeah.
director that goes through and like runs everything.
Yeah.
Anytime anything happens, they're just like, fucking Eric.
Is that good Eric or bad Eric? But no, I mean we could do stuff like that. It's just if we want to talk Endgame stuff, A, he's gonna have to leave, and then B, we'll have to.
Right.
Bye.
That's the only thing in the like. I want to get
No,
everything
right,
else out of the
right.
way before that.
But
That's fair.
no, so the Avengers game type in Fortnite, it's cool because one side you have the Chitauri, the other side you have regular people, but they get Stormbreaker, Cap, Shield, Iron Man's repulsors, which also make it so you can hover and fly. which
That's
is pretty
kinda cool.
And then Hawkeye's bow, which is the best one of all of them.
Oh, yeah.
The other side, the
call it
Chitauri get a laser rifle, they get like a grenade launcher, and then they get jetpacks. All of it with unlimited ammo, right? And one of them can become Thanos, like in the game type from last year.
Yeah.
Except nobody wants to play Chitauri. I mean, if you could choose between Avengers weapons and Chitauri, you're gonna play as Chitauri.
Yeah, fuck no.
Fuck no. So you literally start the game. It's 2020. Like, all right, cool. Got a fun game. Yeah, I'm Chitauri, but it's all right. We'll get through this. Boom. 29. 20 people. 9. This is fair. No. Nobody.
Everybody just drops.
Yeah, everyone drops because they want to join another game with the fucking Avengers side.
God, that's such bullshit.
Also, all of the.
That's frustrating.
All
Unless you're an Avenger, then it's great.
All of the dailies are all Avengers side. None
Of course.
Chitauri.
Of course.
Well, that's another reason nobody wants to fucking play
it fucking
Chitauri.
pushes it even harder because you get cool Avenger shit. You can get a banner with the A and everything. Like,
Why wouldn't you try to
that's
like
cool.
incentivize playing Chitauri then?
I agree. That's the one thing. Like on both sides, it failed. And I played probably 12 rounds with a couple people, and I think I was the Avengers side twice.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Like, so
Chitauri
because
any cool?
It just throws people in like, oh shit, there's Chitauri spots
That's
right
what Gore's
here.
like, fuck this kid.
Just throws it in. Yeah. So people quit, join, quit, join, quit, join. Now,
Be like, oh, I'm not an Avenger.
peace. Yeah.
Drop.
So, like literally, and it is funny though. A couple times Chitauri win because the stones drop. You got to collect them.
Yeah.
After you collect all of them, the Avenger side can no longer respawn. And then the Chitauri has tickets.
Yeah.
That slowly go down after every single person dies, like 100 tickets. But Thanos is outrageously strong, like 6,000 health. So he takes a lot to kill, especially when he has all the gauntlets, because he's even stronger. It takes, like, he gets that purple laser, and it's 2 ticks from that laser that takes, like, 10 times a second. 2 ticks and that person's dead. So you have people that just jump and smash the ground, which is a one-hit kill, and just laser everyone. So, I mean, it's balanced for Thanos, but the Chitauri just get wrecked. I mean, it's 2 shot from
Those poor
Hawkeye's
fuckers.
bow, and it's like I caught someone as they're falling. They respawned and fell down. And I was just like, dead. I'm fucking Hawkeye. I mean, like you feel it the whole time.
Nice.
Yeah. I got to go through and actually complete it just so I can get the banner, the A banner. And then if you complete 10 of them, of the challenges of the 12, your glider falling in is the jet.
The Quinjet?
Quinjet?
The Quinjet.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So,
That's really cool.
you know, fucking, of course I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I was really hoping they would throw Stormbreaker in as a pickaxe. I'd fucking drop money in a heartbeat. Like, I can't help it. So yeah, I'd recommend playing it even if you've never played Fortnite. Nobody builds. It purely everyone's just there to use the Avenger weapons or be Chitauri. And there's lasers everywhere.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah.
Nick, what have you been playing this week?
I've played a lot. I did not realize how much I played.
I'm playing.
How about this?
You've been playing BioShock.
How about this? What is your opinion on the first half of BioShock?
Yeah. That's a good question.
Where are you at, and then we can discuss
If
what
you have
you've
played
done.
this,
Have you gotten to the ending where Thanos showed up yet?
I've played the game multiple times. I've gotten past where I'm at before. I just finished the gardens.
so you've got.
So hold on, are you further now?
Yes, he's further now.
You're
than where
further
he's
now
at.
than you've ever been.
No. I previously have been further than where I'm at now.
Fucking hurry up, bitch.
I'm really confused by the sentence you just said.
I'm like halfway through now.
So he's played the
Previously, I
game
topped
multiple
about
times.
75%.
Gotcha.
He is not caught up to where he
Gotcha.
has made it in the
Correct.
past.
Prior though, you said it backwards.
Previously, I have beaten the theater.
Yeah.
But
I don't remember anything, so it'll be
but
fine.
I just remember
haven't-
like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
basic story of the game. Like I don't remember much of the actual gameplay.
I remember
I remember the gardens because I remember that being fucking
Oh, yeah.
hard.
Here's a question. Like, who here harvests and
Me.
who here saves?
I literally
I've
beat
done
that
both.
entire game.
Yeah,
I
I've
saved
played the
every
game.
single one, and
Played
I've
the game
never
both
harvested
ways.
anyone.
I started and I did the very first playthrough. I saved everyone
Yep.
because I'm a super heartfelt bitch.
Yeah.
It's
Then the
definitely
other way,
worth
I
saving.
slaughtered every single one of them. So yeah, what do you do?
Oh, I saved every single one.
Yeah,
okay,
there you go.
sure.
Like I
He has a
I
heart.
can't.
So when you play KOTOR, the very first playthrough, good or evil?
For the most part, good.
See,
Like, or well,
What?
I-
Who did he fuck over? Is what I'm going.
I take it back. No. KOTOR, I'm good the entire way.
Okay, I was gonna say, is he like a lawful neutral right
Yeah, I was
now?
gonna say like I'm a gray Jedi.
Well,
I even this weird, but like, when I play KOTOR, like I make decisions how I would in real life. So sometimes I was evil, sometimes I wasn't.
The only game I ever did like that was Dragon Age 2. And that is because there's no good or wrong.
Yeah.
Bad or wrong.
I think
Well,
the
so-
only game that I ever
I was
initially
mostly
played
good, but like I did
like,
some fucked up shit.
bad through was Mass Effect. The first time I played
Yeah.
through Mass Effect, I did a Renegade playthrough.
Nope.
Instead of Paragon, I did Renegade.
Every single time I do Paragon, only because I like the Paragon answers.
It is fun to run through games like that though, and let's be super bad all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just don't feel like myself. Like when Shepard
I
just
want to
like,
feel evil.
sorry, fucker, you had to die. I'm like, I wouldn't have done that.
No, but it's still fun.
Harvest them all, not worth saving. Thank you.
I
Led.
disagree.
So you saved them.
I saved them.
What's been your favorite weapon? I don't remember the weapon, so it's kind of a...
The wrench.
I mean, I will say I do use the wrench a lot.
What is the wrench?
It's literally just your
It's
melee
just a
weapon.
wrench.
Oh,
It's
is
just a
it?
fucking melee weapon. Just wrench.
Quite literally, it's the first weapon you get in the game, and you just beat
Yeah.
the shit out of everybody.
Look who it is. Look who it is. Up at the top.
We
Oh,
paused the
ants?
podcast.
No.
Sherry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we pause the podcast to
Oh.
figure out who's
Hi,
watching.
Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
Everybody's fucking watching right
I haven't
now.
talked to
Is it?
Sherry in a
There's
long
a lot-
time. It's
Zach-
been a
Zach
long
Sherry's my
time.
manager.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've talked to him.
actually
It's been like
dropped
27
people.
years.
How many viewers?
We were.
Oh, wow.
We're currently 7 concurrent viewers right now, actually.
Well, but how many of us are actually watching?
Actually, I talked to
I'm
your
not.
boss. Your boss is really cool.
He is, so 3 of us.
I went back and forth.
No,
Oh,
I'm
you're
not. No,
Well,
so 2,
you have
so
the
5.
chat up.
I have chat up, but that's because I'm not a concurrent viewer. I have the dashboard, which has the chat.
I was gonna say like, this is Nick's. He can do that.
I just want to make sure.
So I guess we have 5 not us viewers.
Cool.
Yeah.
We feel
No,
special.
I will say though, I am thoroughly liking the shotgun as well. The shotgun is awesome.
Shotgun's
in,
nice.
in Bioshock.
Okay, can I ask you a question I was going to ask last week?
What?
Maybe it was last week. When did you guys all go to the shooting? Well, I guess I technically went to the shooting range too, but
That
I
was
didn't do anything.
That was when
last.
That was last
Not
Wednesday.
not Wednesday, but Wednesday.
Yeah.
These are things you invite
Okay,
me to.
the reason why I'm asking...
Yeah. We went Wednesday at like
2
o'clock in the afternoon.
All right, so I can't do that.
Right.
Remember
But-
when we went on, you were going on Jamaica, and you're like, I'm off for 2 Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Mondays are good days.
Well, we went. He got a 1944.
1944 M1 carbine.
Okay, that's my question. That's what I want to
that's
ask you
actually one
about
of the
real
first
quick.
times I shot. It's
Have I been
Oh.
mispronouncing that gun for my entire life?
It's
Carbine?
either carbine or carbine.
I say carbine.
I've
Is
heard
that
it's
wrong?
carbine.
It's either.
Properly
I prefer
pronounced
carbine.
Carbine.
Because I've always been like, dude, my favorite gun in Bioshock Infinite's the carbine, and everyone's like, what
So,
the fuck's the
along with that, I also
carbine? And
shot
now I know
1911
why, is
and
no
a-
one knows what I'm talking about because I say the wrong
Nice.
fucking thing.
So basically, I started off with old guns,
Nice.
which was fine because they're great.
Yeah.
Dude, I swear that thing is the most accurate fucker I've ever
With the
held in
carbine?
my life.
Oh, yeah.
So
For being a 75-year-old gun at 25
No.
at 25 yards.
what got me is like I was shooting like is essentially like these little metal guys. So like flip around and go ping ping ping. So I used like the handgun and the M1, and it's like I hit every once in a while the carbine, king 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 king
Oh,
king
yeah,
king.
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's
I'm like-
incredible how accurate
I'm
it is.
upset that I've been saying it wrong this whole time, too.
So it's not just me, at least.
Carbine.
Carbine.
Yeah.
It is carbine.
we have asked the ear.
At least this helped me feel better about myself.
I'm like, I'm stupid. I didn't know that.
It's like the last panel of the comic where you're just like, what? And you have all this
That's
empty
what
liquor
your
here.
amusement. The one I actually had a full.
You're gonna be thinking about that later.
So
in
that was
the
actually
day.
really cool too.
Nah, this one's all wood.
Carbine.
All wood.
All
So
wood.
I used it, and then all of a sudden, near the end, I was like, I'm just gonna shoot from the hip for a second.
Anyway,
I hate guns so much, it's not even funny.
What was your question? Or was that the question?
It was the question of why am I pronouncing carbine wrong? I think the biggest reason I hate guns is I can't do loud noises. I hate loud noises.
Dude, that fucker with the
No, I'm not kidding.
I
Like
think
I've
it's
always like
I think of brick.
Oh, the SKS?
or SKS. I mean. No.
It was an SKS.
Was
He had,
it SKS?
yeah, he had the guy in the lane next to us had an SKS.
all I know is
And
hold on.
he's-
You're saying that
Well-
wrong. It's disgusting.
All I know is I'm sitting there playing Mortal Kombat with headphones in, noise canceling headphones, and I'm sitting there and I see flash. I'm like, what the fuck is flashing? Almost like thunder. I look up and this dude just and I literally take off my headphones. It's so fucking loud. I'm on the other side of bulletproof, soundproof glass. Surprised how loud it is to me.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's funny is every time he shoots, the fucking, I'm not gonna get this right. What's the little cartridge that ejects? The casing? The casing is ejecting, and it's bouncing off because he's in a little cubicle, so it's bouncing off the wall and hitting him in the face, and he just goes, ugh, ugh. And he just keeps shaking his head, and he just keeps going. I'm like, motherfucker.
But the guy
like it's not even phasing him.
Like he pulls it out and he just goes boom, 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 and he's up to shoot, and he's trying to shoot, and there's so much smoke coming over that he can't see the fucking, and he just sets his gun down and just walks back and just stays next to us. And he's just like,
I saw a point where you did that, and I was like, what the fuck are they doing? They're all just like standing around talking.
He wants to see.
So I shouldered the rifle and I was getting ready to shoot.
Well, again, I was
and
outside,
he just
so I
starts
couldn't see
unloading.
that.
And every time I was getting all of the exhaust from the muzzle, and our lane was right up against a wall.
Yeah.
So we didn't have anything around, like there was nowhere else for the gas to go, and so it was filling my lane, and it was smoke and the muzzle exhaust, and I just set the rifle down and stepped back and was like, I'm just gonna let him finish first.
yeah, and then
he did. He finished.
And then he
hard.
finishes up with that, and then pulls out a little 22 Luger.
Little 22 Luger, he just.
It's so adorable.
Yeah.
Off of it.
and then there were guys on the far end of the lane with fucking like tactical shotguns.
Yeah,
Like,
there were a couple guys that broke out shotguns, and so every
Or
5 or
it's
10 seconds you just get punched in the chest.
So, like, are they like shooting slugs or what?
I don't think you can shoot slugs at the range.
I didn't know because I don't go very often.
Yeah, I don't think you can shoot slugs. I think you can only shoot buckshot.
I don't know what any of this means, but I was watching a video on YouTube where this dude went through and he went to a shooting range, and like everyone's sitting there and it's the same thing where they're like, bang, 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 and there's all these signs everywhere that say no automatic weapons allowed, and he just walks in and he's just like, and he's recording, he's like, let's see how fast I can get kicked out of here. And like guys are just running like, you can't do that, stop. It is so
I will say, I
funny.
do find it funny.
Oh, that's another video I gotta tell you.
Random story I heard from my mom actually not too long ago. Because we were talking about going to the shooting range. This was a while back, and I was mentioning like back when I used to shoot her 357, and but she used to put 38 in there.
38 special?
Yeah.
Ooh.
But then like my grandpa and step grandpa, sure. When he was loading stuff in, randomly put a 357 in there, just one, and then so she's like 38, 357, and she goes, motherfucker, and Joe goes, oh, Mom said a bad word, and she goes, yeah, I was fucking scared.
That's fun.
I just remember there's this video that I was watching, and this guy's going through,
So
and I
Mom
think
was the
Rooster
first one.
Teeth.
She's the reason Joe's a dirty mouth.
No, because I asked you what the F word was one day. You said it's. I'm not allowed to tell you. I said, what is it? And you said it's fuck. And I went fuck, and he got in trouble, not me.
Oh, it's
But-
alright. I did the same type of thing with my brothers. My dad told us my dad was working nights when he lived in California, and he was working nights, and we were of course being rowdy children, and he put us all in the room and he said, "You guys need to take a nap." And I obviously didn't want to take a nap, and I've heard my mom say this word several times, shit. And I was just like, so he closed the door, and I was like, shit. And my brother Zach was like, shit. And I was like, shit. And he would just back and forth, shit. And so I got on the bed and started jumping, shit, 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 shit. I got spanked so hard. Like my dad flew open the door. It was just like, boom, boom, boom. Go to bed! And just like turned around and stormed out. I didn't say shit after that.
I'll never forget. This. I don't know. Never mind. I won't go into that story.
Randy?
No, the time I told my dad to bring it. He tried to ground me, and I was like, "Bring it on, big boy." And I was on the top bunk of a bunk bed. He was very gentle. He didn't hurt me.
He was
But
very
no, he just reaches over, picks me up into the air off the bed. I was like 5. Picks me up in the air, swings me down, gently sets me on the floor, and went, "I brought it," and walked out. And it was like, "Oh shit." No, I was gonna say though, there's another story, and I think Rooster Teeth's the one that showed off this video. But there's this guy, and he's like doing a demonstration, like teaching a class about shooting at a shooting range. And he's sitting there, and he's like going through, and he's like, showing like you do that, and then you load it, and you do blah blah. Blah. And then he goes, and he's like, no, I'm not obviously gonna fire because I don't want to go through, and blah blah. And he shoots the gun, it goes off, hits him in the face, and one of the guys goes, "Wow, do you mean to do that?" And he goes, "Obviously." And he just keeps going. But like he's got this look on his face, like, "Oh fuck, I almost fucking shot somebody," because they're not away, like they're standing right next to him. Yeah, and it just, and then one of the guys is like, "Did you mean to do that?" "Obviously."
Like,
it's just like, oh my god, it's so fucking insane.
I don't remember what his name is. It's one guy and he's talking about the safety on a shotgun. He's like, "This here's your safety. This is how you rack the shell." And there's a guy walking in the back and he trips and falls and fires. And he's just like, "God damn it, Cletus! I've gone and told you, get in the truck." And like he just gets there, he's like, "I'm sorry." It's all clearly fake, but it's really funny.
Did you see the video where the kid microwaves a what do you call those things?
iPhone?
No, you break them and it lights up.
Glow stick.
He microwaves a glow stick. Anybody?
nope.
So the video, it's like pitch black. He's got all the lights off, and he's just sitting there, and he's microwaving it, and he's recording, and he pulls it out, and he's like, "Wow, this is so cool!" And he's shaking it. It explodes, gets it like right into his eyes, and he's just like, "Oh fuck, fuck, fuck!" And his dad comes in, he's like, "Damn it, Peter! I told you not to do this again." And he's getting the box, and he's like, "My fucking eyes, my eyes!" And he's like, "Well, hold on, I'm trying to read the box. I don't know what to do." The kid's like screaming. He's like, "I can't see. I'm going blind." And the dad's like, "I'm reading as fast as I can." It's like, "Do we flush your eyes out or don't we?" And he's like, "It doesn't say on the box." So he's like calling the 1-800 number. I mean, this kid's like 19. That's the other thing, is it's not like a kid. Like, oh my god.
I know this is completely off topic. Does anyone remember
Yes, I do.
seeing a viral video? I'm talking way back when, like E-Bombs World era, with these group of kids in a room, and they're just harassing this one kid sitting at a computer, and he picks up scissors and throws it, and it sticks.
Yeah, it sticks to the guy's arm.
Yes.
Yes.
I just saw. So you know those lists they show on Facebook of like read-offs of like people explain the 10 times so on and so forth. Apparently that dude wrote into one of these articles on Reddit and was just like, some of you may have seen this video a while back, and he explained how he was getting bullied. And immediately after I thought of that video, I didn't know if anyone else had actually ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
God, this video's insane.
You totally made me think of it like whenever you were telling.
Talking about gross videos from E-Bomb World. Remember there was a video of it's this kid, and he's trying to go through, and he's on a
bottle.
it's like maybe 2 stories,
It breaks.
2-story building. But he's on the bye.
Cigarette, or are you just like heading out?
Head out.
Okay.
Bye, Kyle.
Bye, guys. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
But this kid's on the second story of this building, and he's trying to go through and do a kickflip from one roof to the next.
Oh yeah.
And he falls down the gap and lands in the alleyway, and they're like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I think I'm fine." Like, oh my god. And he turns around, and like fucking his whole head is just like caved in, like you can see part of his brain.
I don't know if I've seen
Like,
this.
oh my
It's
god,
bad.
it's so
That's fucked up.
bad.
Yeah, it was on.
From like 0 to 20, I was like, oh fuck.
It might have been E-Bombs World. It was on one of the ones where they had like an adult 18 plus area, and they had a gross out 18 plus area, and it was in the obviously gross out one, but yeah, it was
Weird. Man, our childhoods.
yeah.
Tyler, how old are you?
25.
Youngin.
Fuck me,
I'm a
man. I'm the
baby.
oldest one in here.
I'm a baby.
How old are you?
I'm 30.
You're so fucking old.
Well,
Sorry,
has
I know how old that
anyone
is.
seen any of the news on the Valve
Yes, I did. It's insane.
Index?
I actually just saw a little bit on it while I was pooping upstairs.
What is the Valve index?
So the Valve Index
Valve
is
is getting into VR.
Valve's VR headset. Okay, they are
I thought that's
using
what the fucking HTC Vive was.
No, that's
so
HTC.
HTC
I know, but the whole
create-
point of that was the Steam VR.
See,
Like Steam fronted all the money for it, or Valve did.
No, so with the HTC Vive, HTC created the technology for it. They partnered with Steam to create
Which is when you can access the Steam library.
the
and everything.
VR like software.
What's up,
for it.
Shivam? By the way, did you
So
end up getting that headset?
basically,
What's up, Shivam?
so basically, what happened is Valve started this partnership, and then was like, "Fuck you, I'm going my own way."
So i.e.
The-
Fortnite.
The thing is, Valve has always wanted to create their own headset. They just
Lord Gaben isn't
HTC
smart enough.
Vive started the whole like consumer VR craze.
I'd agree. Yeah.
That was the first VR we ever
I'm
tried, and
I'm
it
the
was
one that-
insane.
I own an HTC Vive.
Did it though? I mean, I feel like Oculus
So
announced first.
Oculus
They
announced
announced
first,
first?
and they had the hype because they were bought out by Facebook, and they had the the reach to the public.
Yeah.
But if it was if we're talking more like actual gamers that were interested in VR, they went for the Vive.
Right,
Because
no,
the Vive
I-
had the higher quality,
Right, I agree.
better tracking,
agree.
all that shit.
I feel like whenever Oculus got bought out by Facebook,
So-
they kind of lost.
They just announced the Index, right? And before the Index was announced, Valve announced their controllers, the Knuckles, right?
Those things are fucking
The
insane.
Knuckles are amazing. 87 sensors inside the controllers.
Is
As
that where
oppo-
you can lift your hand?
Yeah,
individual finger
individual
tracking.
fingers and all
you
that
can
stuff.
you can be in like we could be in a game playing and I could hold up like the peace sign and
Yeah.
you would see me hold up the peace sign. You wouldn't
Yeah.
just see me hold my hand up.
Yeah, no, whenever...
As
everyone
opposed
at
to
my
the
house, we saw
the
that.
HTC Vive controllers, which only have like 18 sensors. So the Knuckles controllers already have that more in-depth
Yeah.
sensing. The Index itself has 120 hertz refresh rate, up
Yeah.
from the Vive being 90 hertz, and the Index even comes with an experimental 144 hertz refresh rate.
Nice.
Yes. Larger field of view by like 20
I'm
or
looking this
25 degrees. The only downside, $1,000.
Well,
Yeah.
but
Well,
how much is the Vive? Wasn't that 800?
The
total
Vive,
for
when it
everything?
first
It
came
was, but when it got big, it went down to like $4.99, $5.99.
Yeah, right now you can buy a Vive for like either $400 or $500, and that comes with this is the original Vive, not the Vive Pro. The original Vive comes with the headset, 2 base stations, 2 controllers, all the cabling, and all like everything.
So have we talked about the Oculus Quest? There's Oculus Quest that was just announced, and I want to say HTC just came out with a new announcement as well.
Last announcement I heard from HTC was the Pro, which has already been out for a while, and the Pro was the one that included the wireless, the TP Cast,
Yeah, the thing like the
the
VR
deluxe
button.
audio strap, yeah,
I will say though,
the like 15-pound VR headset.
so we are talking. So like with the HTC Vive is $700 right now. If you get the headset, the lighthouses, and their like most top tier controllers.
Is
with
this
it.
the Pro or the standard?
This is the standard, but this is with the top tier upgraded controllers.
Gotcha.
Which
Okay.
with the Index though, for the $1,000, that does also include the top end.
It
controller
includes the
as well.
Knuckles
The
controllers.
Knuckles.
It includes the Lighthouse 2.0,
Yeah.
which
What's
has
that?
the lighthouses are the boxes that sit on your
Okay,
walls. For the Vive, you can have, I think the maximum play space you can have is like 9 by 9 meter. So like a decent
1 meter is 3 feet, so
a decent
27 feet by 27
a
feet.
decent
Yeah.
sized area.
Yeah.
Valve's is supposed to be double that, with just 2 lighthouses.
that's cool. But
Who's gonna use it?
yeah,
Exactly.
unless
That's
you're
the
in
thing.
like a warehouse,
Yeah,
which I mean, I've talked about that
for
dream of mine.
commercial purposes, it'd be great for someone that creates a VR arcade and literally builds this massive building,
True.
puts up 5 or 6 different sets of lighthouses, and you have 10 or 15 people sitting in this massive play space playing a VR game.
Well,
That's
so
pretty dope.
That's something that a dream. I won't talk about too much because I don't want people to steal it.
Yeah.
I was talking about basically something just like that, except
Yeah.
instead of 20, imagine like 64, and then being able to change what you see, the maps you see,
Yeah.
have the environment you're actually walking in adjust based on the actual map dimensions and stuff.
Can we just get to Ready Player One?
Return.
Basically,
I just
when
want
we
Ready
get
Player
to Ready
One.
Player One, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Honestly, not even Ready Player One. I want
Sword Art
fucking
Online?
Sword Art Online.
Done.
Please.
Done.
I don't care if I die in the game. I'll
never,
fucking give it a try.
Even
Okay,
if I
fine, I'll take
never
offline.
lose my fucking weight and I just lay in a bed comatose with that shit, I don't care.
Am I the only one that saw the end of WALL-E and everybody else was like, this is a wake-up call? And I was like, what's wrong with that? They got a fucking TV. They got a fucking wheelie chair.
And a pool.
Yeah.
It's true.
Real quick.
You let Kills not see that movie.
Kaylee has never seen WALL-E.
Apparently I fucked up.
Yeah.
You done fucked up, AA Ron.
It was hard to get her to watch movies. I'm sure you've experienced that.
He's like, yeah.
The only way I can really get her to sit down and watch multiple movies is if it's scary.
Yeah.
Or Marvel.
Which, well,
Even
Depends on
Marvel,
the
like,
Marvel.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Oh, yeah.
if it had Chris Hemsworth in it,
We-
she was down,
we
but
have-
otherwise, she was just
we
like,
have
eh.
a agreement. If it's Star Wars or Marvel, there's no arguing. It's just like, all right, we're going. If
Should
it's
have a
like,
choice.
if it's like a fucking, another just random silly movie, I'm like, oh, this would be cool to see. Probably won't see it.
So that means you and I are gonna go see, what is it, Good Boys?
I still haven't seen Us.
Oh, it's so good. Speaking of movies, can I give a small spoiler for the original Iron Man 11 years ago? I just read something
I don't
online.
think that's a spoiler anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're.
I'm just making sure because I don't even want
to.
to mention anything that was in the Avengers universe and like freak anyone out. But seriously, I just found out because I was flipping through the internet. Did you know that the ending line of that film of that movie when Robert Downey Jr. says "I am Iron Man"
Yeah.
was improv?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Apparently, he was supposed to give like some speech, and Robert Downey Jr. was just like "fuck it," and they were like, "Okay, action." And he just walked out, and they were like, "Do you have any comments?" And he was like, and he was supposed to give this big speech, and he just went, "I am Iron Man," and then just walked off the set. And fucking Jon Favreau was like, "That is the greatest ending ever."
Yeah.
So he was like, "Fuck it, let's
He's like-
roll it."
Like, it fits his personality type so perfectly.
Speaking of that, has anyone else besides Nick seen Clockwork Orange?
I've never seen it.
There is a scene in this film. Do you guys know Singing in the Rain? The movie Singing in the Rain. Corey?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never seen it, but I know of it.
Okay. So there's a
He's about to
scene
describe
in.
one of the scenes that is the reason this movie is a strong, hard R rating.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to go into too much detail.
Okay.
But long story short, so they're all wearing these white coats, and they walk into the door. The door is white colored, right? But it also has some green trim around it. No, I'm just kidding. I was saying I wasn't going to go into detail. Anyway, long story short. So he walks into the room, and it's these four guys decide to have some fun for the night. So they do basically a breaking and entering, where they break into this dude's house, and they basically just start beating the shit out of him while the main character is singing the song Singing in the Rain. The entire scene was improv. At no point had they originally discussed doing Singing in the Rain, and apparently Stanley Kubrick, who's the director, thought the scene was so incredible and so scary, he literally stood up, didn't even call cut, just walked out of the room, and came back 30 minutes later and was like, okay, I just bought the rights to the song Singing in the Rain. Like, he literally walked off and was like, I'm buying the rights right now.
So apparently, it's funny you brought up like different improv things.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things that I found out was improv was Dave Bautista's "Why is Gamora?"
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Fucking, I did not know that. Fantastic.
Where's Gamora? I'll do you one better. Who is Gamora? I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
Slight spoiler alert for Infinity War, but the whole Spider-Man scene
Yep.
for Infinity War.
That was 'cause he
not
wasn't-
in games. That was all improv too.
That was because he
Yes.
wasn't allowed to read the script.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They just said, okay, again, spoiler alert.
For a year-old
Infinity War,
movie.
Infinity War, not Endgame. Infinity War. But yeah, they literally just looked at it and were like, okay, so
You're
for
dying in
this
this
scene, you are dying. They didn't tell him how. They didn't tell him like what was. And so like while it was going on, like you even notice he like actually like comes down and then like his head goes off to the side, like he's like bleeding out or something like that. Because
he didn't know what he was doing.
How he's supposed to die, and it just fits so.
And it fit
perfectly.
really well because when he says, I don't feel so good, everybody immediately was like, it's because of his spider sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
He knows it's coming.
So, also in the Infinity War movie, when Captain America says, when Thor looks at Captain America and says, "You copied my beard," Captain America says, "I see you copied my haircut." That was also improv.
Nice.
That was completely 100% just those two. They thought it'd be funny while they were filming, and then
Yeah.
they said it, and apparently the director was just like,
yeah.
I still think one of the greatest improv lines of film history, actually not lines, I guess scenes, is in you already know about this, but it's in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Everyone remember the movie? Everyone seen the movie?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm
Yes.
just making sure. You'd be surprised.
Yes. No, I don't.
So in Raiders of the Lost Ark, the scene where the guy comes out with the giant sword and is swinging it around, and then Indy just shoots him.
Yeah.
So that
yeah.
entire scene was actually like scheduled out, and it was like a 4-minute fight scene they were supposed to do. And the day of filming, Harrison Ford had the flu and was like, "I literally can't do this."
Yeah.
It was,
So
I think it was malaria. I think
was
it
it
was worse.
malaria?
Than, but it was,
I know he was
I heard
extremely
about this,
sick,
yeah.
and literally was it George Lucas, Steven Spielberg? I can't remember. Steven Spielberg.
George Lucas directed, Steven Spielberg produced.
Okay.
And then
They
both
were-
wrote together.
But they were sitting there and they were like, okay, like just do the best you can, like just come up with something, we'll try and make this as quick as we can, get you back in bed. And he was like, okay, fine. So the guy comes out and he does this whole thing and he's just like, bang. And then they were like, fuck it, that works, let's go.
It's perfectly Indiana Jones. Like,
yeah, it fits.
and that's
so
I think that's one of the
well,
reasons
I think.
why the improv always. Oh, no, I shouldn't say always, but a lot of time improv stays is because as actors they have to get in their character as much as
Right.
they possibly imagine.
Right.
Have you guys seen, I know, again, you have because I've shown it to you. Have you guys seen the bit with Stephen Colbert? Stephen Colbert is really good at improv and staying in character. Like, he is very good at that. He actually like studied theater and has like studied improv for years. But anyway, one of the segments he did, and I need to show this to you. It involves Jon Stewart is it was the Daily Show? Was that the show? He's doing the Daily Show, and he goes to Stephen Colbert, the field reporter,
Yeah.
and he's talking about and he's Stephen Colbert's talking, and he's just like he's in London, and he's giving this story about how the prince was caught in a gay experience.
Oh, I've seen this. I've seen that. Video.
Yeah.
And it literally gets to one point where Stephen Colbert's laughing so hard he just can't even like talk,
Yeah.
and he's just laughing for like 30 seconds straight. It's so funny because at one point he's talking and he describes this whole thing. He's like, "Well, I gotta go. We're going to this big thing," and he describes this meeting that they're about to have, and Jon Stewart's like, "I gotta be honest with you, Stephen. That all sounds pretty gay." And he goes, "It's not gay, John. It's aristocratic. You got to think it's a different culture than ours." And he goes, "Okay, what makes it different?" And then he just laughs for like.
I didn't hear about this either.
Yeah, like this was announced months ago when they said Master Chief Collection's coming to PC.
Wow, I'm fucking buying that shit.
Yeah, fucking news to me.
You never knew it was coming to PC?
No,
Oh,
I
no,
knew
no.
it was coming to
Yeah,
PC.
I didn't know Reach was gonna be. Included.
Yeah.
Exactly. I did not
Oh
know.
yeah,
it
they
was
included
gonna
that
be
a long time ago.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
that at
they
all.
said they were adding Reach. So they're the two big updates is the fact that it's coming to PC and the fact they're adding Reach.
How so? Not that I'm upset at all that they're adding Reach, not even in the slightest. How are they able to do that?
What do you mean?
I thought technically Reach was Bungie only. Do they still have the whole Xbox Live contract?
What?
Yeah.
Reach. I thought Reach was Bungie.
Reach was the last one that Bungie did the storyline for.
Right, but I
Yes.
thought I thought Bungie had sole rights to Reach. That's why it's not been in anything.
No,
I thought that basically the
it,
reason
it was
they could
still
do whatever-
published by Microsoft.
Was it?
Bungie was still under contract.
Well,
with
see,
Microsoft.
that's what
Yeah.
because I thought since the Master Chief Collection, as you well, that everyone absolutely loved, is mostly because Xbox owned Master Chiefs and all his likeness.
Yeah.
I thought that's mostly why they never added in Reach, because Reach is fucking the best story of all of it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe.
Do what?
That's all right.
No,
I'm looking up Halo Reach right now to see what's good.
but yeah, although I will say they are running a little bit behind schedule because
I heard
on,
that,
on,
yeah.
on April 1st, not as an April Fool's joke, as a realistic thing, they said that by the end of April they were going to start beta testing on PC.
They haven't
Still
started.
hasn't come
They
yet.
postponed
so,
it multiple times.
Yeah, so they currently don't have a set date for it, but they're keeping everybody up to date. Which again, another thing that's great about 343 is they are very, very transparent about everything. So
do we think the gameplay on PC will be that much different than it was on console?
I don't see it necessarily be that much different per se.
I just think people are gonna be happy to have
But-
keyboard and mouse. I think that's
Same.
the big thing.
That's-
Because
Keyboard and mouse
I
is going to change
imagine-
the game.
I agree. I feel like as Halo, even all the competitive side, not saying a controller's worse, because I have my brother who plays Fortnite is better at Fortnite with a controller than I am with mouse and keyboard. I can shoot a little better, but his building skills and everything, his knowledge of the controller, way better than me.
Yeah.
So there are certain aspects, obviously, controller has a little bit of the auto aim. Most things that people have fine-tuned to know over the course of X amount of years. with the removal of that, I just imagine a time when we're playing SWAT and someone turns a corner, you got it already at head level, and you hit the trigger, and it does that little because it's just a little bit of auto aim that helps turn just a little bit. That's gone.
Yeah.
So how much will that impact the competitive playability?
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. That's the other thing is that me and Adrian have talked extensively about, because if there's any esport that we watch heavily,
It's Halo.
It's gonna be Halo. Actually,
Yeah, the Halo World Championship.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
That's something you'll care about.
what?
Big Bang Theory officially ended tonight.
Yep.
It was last night.
They literally just posted a thing. Oh yeah, it was yesterday. Sorry, I didn't see it was posted a day ago. Apparently, for the last 278 episodes, which I guess is the whole series, they began every episode out in the lobby in front of the elevator, and everybody would huddle together and like hug. And they said it was the last time that they did it last night. Now everyone's all emotional. I'm like, oh, I don't even watch the show, and that's like depressing.
Yeah.
But
They're like a family.
Yeah, Led makes a good point. Halo on PC is going to be a severe reality check for a lot of people that have only ever played it on a controller. Halo had a very generous auto aim.
yeah, it's kind of insane.
I think it's gonna. I agree. It's gonna be a reality check for a lot of people that think they're gods at Halo, and then they try to play on PC.
It's not
and
just
they're
that. Like Halo is one. It's like PlanetSide 2, in my opinion, where you have to be consecutive on someone. And like Call of Duty, that was a big thing. Call of Duty, 1-2 hits, you're dead.
Yeah.
Halo's not. You unload half to 3/4 magazine of an assault rifle into a Spartan
just to break the shield.
Just to break the shield, and then the last few hits to try and kill, or melee, obviously.
Yeah.
You got to do that with a mouse now, where that auto aim is not helping. Even the little lunge melee, I'm kind of figuring that'll probably stay. That's a staple, especially with the energy sword.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm super excited.
Yeah,
same.
Yeah, 100%. I'm really excited for this game. But like what me and Adrian were talking about is like for esports, when Halo.
That's the only thing is what's going to become the definite or definitive.
Right, because like if you're playing like competitive esports Halo, are they going to switch it to mouse and keyboard? Are they going to keep it on controller?
But the
like,
problem is that if they switched to
Halo 5 is coming out to PC.
No, Halo Infinite. And yes, it is coming to PC.
Halo Infinite will be coming to PC.
Sorry.
Yes.
Halo Infinite is coming to PC, and it also is Play Anywhere title.
But the big thing that I agree
did
with.
not hear that.
Microsoft said all first-party Microsoft games will be, or all first-party Xbox games.
That's why like Crackdown 3 was already on there. Sea of Thieves was on there day one. Every game's up there on their day one.
I feel like at that point it will be. Can I say athlete? I say athlete. I had people riled up at work when they call it esports. But the athletes, if you will, I think it'll be up to them. And to be honest, it's only a good thing, because you only had a choice of X with the controller. But
the problem is you can't have like 3 people on a team playing Xbox and then 3 people playing PC. Like you can't. Because I don't think it's going to have cross-platform.
Yes, it is. It's Play Anywhere.
It's a Play Anywhere.
Just because it's Play Anywhere does not always mean it's...
Play Anywhere means it is cross-platform.
Yes. Okay, tell me that on Cuphead, because I can't play Cuphead on PC and play against someone on Xbox. Bullshit. Yes, I just called bullshit on it.
Yes, you can, as long as you're playing on PC on the Windows PC version, not the Steam version.
Correct.
The Steam version...
Cannot do it.
Correct.
Right. No, I'm saying on Xbox, cannot do it. I have tried with Scott. Cannot do it.
I thought Cuphead was local multiplayer only.
Maybe that's why I can't do it.
I bought Cuphead to play online. There's no online functionality.
Oh,
that explains why I can't fucking figure it out. I'm just stupid. Didn't know it was a thing.
I found out after I bought it.
But yeah, but no, what was I gonna say though?
I feel really fucking stupid.
It's also
now.
one of those because then if you open those floodgates, then you have this player's gonna be playing on PC, this player's gonna be playing on Xbox. Then the Xbox PC player or the Xbox player loses, like, oh well, that was because he was playing mouse and keyboard and it's unfair, blah blah blah. So they're always gonna have to put asterisks.
I think that's why you're not gonna be able to have mixed competition. You're not going to be able to have some people playing controller and some people playing mouse and keyboard.
No, I disagree.
Because there's always going to be people that are going to say, "Oh, well, he was playing with a controller. He has auto aim."
Help me out here. There's a popular streamer I think that plays competitive Fortnite that uses a controller. I think it's
hold on. Competitive Fortnite, as in like he goes to actual tournaments and plays actual legit tournaments that are hosted by Epic. to do this, or are you talking a competitive player that just plays online and is sponsored?
No, it's sponsored like tournament ran by Epic.
Okay.
That's the big thing is with the crossplay. Now, what I would imagine in my head, it's not going to be so much you're going to have an Xbox and you're going to have a PC on the team, because PC alone is going to give you that higher frame rate. That's going to give you that basic stat. What I'm figuring in my head, everyone's going to have a PC with the exact same rig, the exact same specifics.
Some people playing with
Some people
controller.
play with controller.
Some
Other people play with
got you.
keyboard.
Got you.
If we're doing that, wouldn't it just been easier to fucking give the Xbox One fucking mouse and keyboard support, which it already has?
But
I get that.
right,
So then
it
why didn't
does,
we just
but at
update
the
Master
same
Chief
time-
Collection to have fucking mouse and keyboard support?
but
Problem
there's
solved.
still, that's a software interplay in between that. So
lag? Is that what you're referring to?
not
But lag
not
to a-
not
to
so
a
much
slight
lag,
extent.
but smoothing is a better word for it. So mouse smoothing is software that tries to smooth out the movements of your mouse. It's on PC games.
Yeah.
Always recommend turning them off.
Yeah, I do.
Because it fucks with your aim and everything.
But my point is, then why can't you just turn that off?
I don't know if you can on Xbox as well.
But that's why I'm saying, why not just add that feature?
That's
Because
why-
basically, an Xbox is basically a fucking PC.
It's true.
Did y'all hear that apparently the new Xbox and PlayStation, there's a rumor, probably not true, but it was a cool rumor and it would be a cool concept.
It's a cool rumor.
Well, that the new consoles are supposed to be fully upgradable.
I feel like that
as
rumor's
in-
been coming out for a while.
As in,
But I just hope that's true.
clarify.
Like, oh, hey, like, rather than buying the Xbox
Modular.
5, it's here, just rip out the graphics card and put this new one in. Oh, hey, like, here's a new
Oh.
processor to make it better. Like, oh,
So
here,
it's
like...
basically like an all-in-one PC.
Correct.
And you just sort of swap out your parts.
Correct.
Modular.
And I was like,
I don't know how I
I'm...
feel about that.
I don't
think
know.
it's true.
At
I don't
that
think
point-
it's
how I
true,
feel
but
about
I think it's kind of cool.
I would just spend the money on the PC.
I was
I
gonna
get
say,
that, but
exactly.
the problem of that is not everybody develops for PC. Look
But-
at fucking Warner Brothers.
but
I
no-
will never buy a Warner Brothers game on PC.
But think how a game is created.
I get it, yeah.
So it's optimized for that exact. That's why console games can come out with graphics at such high fidelity compared to some other PCs.
Everything okay?
Knocked off the wall.
Knock all kinds of shit down.
I have no idea what just happened. We can put it back up.
Oh God.
Nope, I'm not gonna sit.
You can just set it right there. It's fine. We'll figure it out.
But I mean, the other
bro,
thing
I got-
is, if it's just, oh, hey, like, here's the Xbox, here's,
Right.
you have, this is the graphics card, that's the processor, everything's fine. Everything is coded for that. And then 6 years down the road, they say, okay, well, here's the new graphics card, so now everything is starting to be programmed for that graphics card as well.
But and I agree with that. But at that point, you're opening up the possibility for additional bugs. Like how many?
We're also running into the same like picture.
It's no different than being like, okay, here's the Xbox 5.
Well, no. So okay. So let's put it like this. New game comes out for mobile.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong.
No,
100% Android.
I
all the
understand
way.
what you're saying.
But then you have the iOS version always will run better because it's iPhone.
I get that. But what I'm saying is, so like you have, so for instance, okay?
Okay.
Grand Theft Auto 5
Okay.
is on Xbox 360
Yes.
and it is on Xbox One.
Correct. With completely different sets of features.
That's fine. But what I'm saying is that there's no difference there.
No,
They had to still program it for the Xbox One.
You're looking at just the specifications of one console, though.
The Xbox 360 was a different console than the
simple
Xbox One.
question is, how many RTX 2080s are there? There's not just one. There's not just Founders Edition. There's the...
No, what I'm
Mosh
saying is
Strix,
this isn't
there's-
going to be here, just go buy whatever graphics card you want. It would be Microsoft would release, here is a new graphics card to
Right.
update your console.
Right,
So
but
it's
here-
just one.
But then
It would
then-
just be the 2080. It wouldn't be, you wouldn't have to worry about here's MSI's 2080 and then here's,
But they
EVGA's
still
Yeah.
have to worry, because at that point, Xbox is going to be putting out 2 different drivers, no matter what. No matter based on what you install. And those developers are going to have to figure out for those 2 drivers. And eventually, you're right, you're going to have the Xbox 5, and then you're going to have the Xbox 5.1 with the new graphics card. Not the whole console, but just
Yeah.
the graphics card itself. But what about the year after that? You're going to have another graphics card. And the year after that, console is pointless. You're going to have a console with...
I'm not saying release a new
6
graphics card every year. I mean, the
But they
Xbox...
will.
But my point is
that's
but my point
That's
is
what's
the
gonna drive
Xbox.
sales.
Okay,
Exactly.
but
It's
my
gonna drive
point
sales.
is the Xbox One came out in 2013,
Okay.
2014.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, it's 2019. We literally only had one new one since then.
I mean,
The Xbox One X.
2.
right. And the
What's the
1S.
difference there?
But
But what's the difference between now we have to program for the One X versus the One?
Because the
or
whole
the
point of making it
PS4
modular
versus the
is
PS4
because
Pro.
you can release more stuff more often. So instead of we only released one in this year, it's or in these 6 years, it's we've released 7 or 8 in these 6 years.
I just assume that you guys are going through and assuming that these guys are going to get money hungry, which I'm not saying they won't. But my point is, I get that.
Exactly.
What I'm trying to say is it would eliminate, hey, it's been 2 years, here's a whole new console, go buy a new console. Oh, all your old games and controllers don't work.
Well, yeah.
Yes, but at the same point in time, with that, again, you don't get this with Sony at all in any way, shape, or form. But if you're really worried about that, PC.
Okay, I get that. Warner Brothers, fucking every PC game doesn't run. You can't run it. You can't play the game.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that.
So how am I gonna? My point is, so how am I gonna play Mortal Kombat? I'm going to have to play it on a console.
What I'm getting at there is, what's the difference between the PC and the Xbox for your argument?
What do you mean?
You're saying that
Xbox runs games. PC developers aren't developing for PC.
Run those games so well?
No, it's the fact of Warner Brothers.
What I'm referring to is the reason. I'm not even referring to that. I'm just saying the reason why PC gaming is not always the best solution is because until developers go through and start making it so that their games run better and they stop going. And I'm not even talking about it's not optimized. I'm talking, hey, we don't want to. Warner Brothers is a company that constantly goes through and goes, okay, NetherRealm, we want you to make Mortal Kombat. Right. So they start making Mortal Kombat. And then they're like, but we don't want you guys to make the PC version. Yeah. So we're going to hire this other fucking company that does not do a good job and have them port it. And now the game doesn't run.
Argue versus game engines. That's why when Adrian sent that text to the whole group talking about why Anthem potentially isn't good, is failing. It's a great article read.
Yeah.
Talks about how Frostbite, which is EA's in-house new thing from DICE, it's a beautiful engine. I mean, the graphic fidelity, obviously, Anthem and Battlefield and everything is amazing. It was not even slightly made for any sort of RPG. So now you have BioWare trying to create in the code of the engine, whereas originally BioWare just used Unreal Engine,
and it was made for that.
And it was made not just for roleplay. It's basically like saying, I can't figure out a good comparison. It's like a scooter versus a car. Which one has more use?
I mean, I get that. I'm just saying the whole concept of, okay, well then just build a PC, I think is null and void because you can't play everything on PC.
But
you do have to have a console for some stuff.
Here's the thing is, as of right now, with using your argument of WB, Warner Brothers doesn't invest the money in their PC ports because 2% of their sales are PC ports. So why would they invest that much money in it? But if people stop buying the consoles and actually start putting into PC, then they'll realize that they need to put more money behind it and not send it off to a third party that's going to do it shittily.
This is the same thing, and I will not bring up specific politics. I'm going to be very vague when I say this. But it's the same thing where you have people coming out and saying, oh, well, if every single person that went through and voted saying, oh, well, I don't want Republican or Democrat had voted third party, we would have had a different outcome in the election. The problem is nobody wanted to do that because everyone was like, oh, hey, you're not going to get...
Right.
But you saying that is not going to start a revolution. You saying PC gaming is the best is not going to start that. It's never going to happen.
Right, and that thought right there is the problem.
Okay, I get that. So I'll change my opinion, okay?
Yeah.
Now all you have to do is convince 1,800 million other people.
I might convince, I guess now 2 other
1.8 billion. Holy shit, did you guys see that Avengers was updated again today to 1.5 billion?
Yes.
Fucking crazy.
I'm not surprised.
I want this movie to beat Avatar so bad because I fucking hate Avatar. I don't know. Hold on.
It's a good movie. It is overhyped.
I worked at a movie theater when that movie came out. I fucking hated that film because every fucking showing, for a month after it came out, it was selling out. So we had people there's someone outside your window. No, and I'll give you another point.
100% agree with
about
Len
PC.
Right that's another thing. The irony of all of this whole argument is that games are actually made on PC and then they are ported and optimized for console.
Fucking right!
It makes zero fucking sense.
But so here's another point, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, PC gaming. We're gonna PC game, okay? Let's all
I
play
see
PC.
you over there.
Bald as AF. Oh man, it's so bald. Fuck me, I'm going bald as
Dude,
shit.
I just saw you go.
No, but so my point, okay? So you're going PC only, okay?
Bald as fuck.
We're gonna stop doing consoles.
Yeah.
Okay? Good luck playing Red Dead Redemption or anything by Rockstar.
But
PC
at that point, those would only be created on PC. Wouldn't matter.
So you're just saying get rid of consoles. Consoles are gone.
I mean,
In
I'm a
an
PC
ideal
master as
world,
fuck. Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
PC Master.
Okay,
They're
so-
all casual fucks anyway.
All the way.
Okay, totally get that. But then so
Casual
we're
as fuck.
never gonna get another Last of Us. We'll never get another fucking
I mean,
No, these,
Horizon Zero Dawn.
all those companies are owned by Sony, and Sony will only
They're not
publish on their
owned.
own
Sonic
stuff.
Dreams coming to PC, bitches. So I mean,
Yeah, because they
They're
went through
not
and are buying
owned,
themselves
they have-
back.
they're not owned. They have partnerships with Sony.
No, like
no.
Uh,
Did they get acquired?
Naughty Dog was acquired.
I
Yeah,
didn't know.
Naughty Dog.
that was
a
acquired back at
while
like Uncharted 3.
Yeah, but
Gorilla.
at that point, you're just gonna have
And
Sony branded.
Gorilla was.
You're gonna have a Sony branded RTX 2080 Ti. Who gives a fuck at that
So
point?
what? Now we're gonna have the Vio store.
Dude,
Yeah.
yes, done.
I'm
I'll
down for a
have-
Bio
I'll
launcher.
have
Fuck
an-
it.
I'll have an RGB.
But it's only
BIOS.
available.
I don't care.
It's only available on the fucking Vio PC though. That's
That
what
would
Sony
be-
would do.
That would,
Yes.
that would be an interesting. But if you think about it, this is the exact same argument we had earlier with Steam and Epic Store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only difference being that we have.
Well, Epic I can get anywhere though.
So I guess the main difference would be.
Why does everyone have to have their own shit? Can't we just have
The only
one
reason
thing?
that we do not have
Speaking of
complete,
which,
true cross-platform play is because
'Cause Sony
Sony
sucks.
likes to stick their heads in the fucking sand.
Well, no, I wouldn't just blame Sony. If that were true, you'd be able to play.
You can.
You'd be able to play games on both Steam and Epic together.
You can.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What games?
Anything.
Anything on Steam
Division?
and Epic is crossplay as long as
Division is Uplay. It's all Uplay servers.
Okay.
Right. But when you buy it on Epic, you're
You can
still
still
playing
play
it on
with the
Uplay
Uplay,
server.
yeah.
You're just
playing-
using a different
I
launcher.
agree. What I'm talking
Same
about
concept.
What I'm talking about is if you talk about everyone basically sells the same thing no matter what. If I buy it on the Epic store and it's also for sale on Steam, right now we can't play with each other.
Yes, you can.
How? I'm not talking about Division. Remove Uplay.
Okay.
Okay, World War Z.
Okay.
If it was for sale on Steam,
Okay.
I have it on Epic.
Is it on Steam?
No, that's my point. Is if we had both, exactly like everyone's talking about.
Then it would just run off of the fucking server that.
But
World
you
War
were-
Z is
you
run
guys
off
were
of.
Just talking about how why can't we just have it all in one thing?
Literally, the entire argument of that is for at least him. No offense, not trying to speak for
Yeah,
you.
you.
But
Go ahead. Go ahead.
it's literally, I don't want to have to go to this screen to see what games I have here and go to this screen to see what games I have here. It has nothing to do with who's playing together. If you have a game here and I have a game here, we can still play together because we're accessing the same server. The difference is all my games aren't in one library. I have to open up different programs to
But
see my
following
games.
that exact same logic, you can't say, "Oh, this is only available on the Sony Vios computer." That doesn't.
No, I was just making a joke saying,
okay.
like,
I thought
watch
you
them
used
do
that as an
that.
argument.
No,
Like, that
like,
doesn't make
that was
sense.
not argument at all. It was a joke. Now I understand why you were confused
Yeah,
as
I'm
fuck.
like, what?
Also, I literally just saw this.
No, you didn't.
How do people feel about that? Rocket League's developer just got bought by Epic.
Oh,
and it's being taken
Psyonix
off
just
of
got
Steam.
bought by Epic Games, and it is being removed off of Steam at the end of the month.
Yeah.
So
If you own it on Steam already, you'll continue to play on Steam. But after the end of May, you will no longer be able to buy Rocket League on Steam. It will
I
only
feel
be
like
available
Rocket League's a
through-
game that everyone that wants to
as-
play Rocket League
well,
already
but-
has Rocket
So
League.
here's the thing. That's following the same argument as Uplay because Rocket League uses its own servers to be able to play with PC, PS4, and Xbox.
Yes.
So, in reality, once again, you're just finding a different screen to start.
Yeah, and,
Yes.
but not even
It would
that.
be
It's
a
just,
totally different story if it removed from Steam. You could not play with your Steam friends anymore. Go fuck yourself.
or if they just went through and were like, we're taking it off of Steam, so now it's no longer on PC.
No, right. But that's what I'm saying is anything you buy on the Epic Game Store, if it's available on Steam and has multiplayer, you can still play together with friends.
Yeah, because it uses different servers. Is my argument
Yeah.
I was getting at. Because originally, right now, aside from Fortnite, what games can you play Sony with?
Can
on
play.
PC?
Can play what?
What do you mean?
Crossplay. What
like
other games does PlayStation support crossplay?
Rocket League?
Final Fantasy 14.
I didn't know that
Oh yeah.
The only reason I know that is because that was what started the whole thing with, and I will say this was back in the day when Microsoft didn't want to play along, was they wanted to put Final Fantasy 14 on Xbox as well, and Microsoft was like, we are not going to support crossplay.
We need to have special guest led because he has great arguments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when is he going to be a special guest on this?
He's in like Northern Illinois, so
It's not that far of a drive.
Led, where are you
I
located?
thought he was in like Kokomo.
No. Joey's in Kokomo.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask Led where he lives. That's totally bad form.
Led, give me
That's
your
true.
GPS coordinates
Give me
real
your
quick.
exact
I guess it's more or less of a how difficult would it be to come to Central Indy? Like,
I could like Led. We've never met. Come be on our podcast. You
I mean,
motherfucker.
he's cool. We played with him online multiple
We played
times.
with
Like,
him.
What was the one thing we were
Yeah.
taught as kids? Don't meet strangers online and invite them
Don't
over.
meet strangers online. They'll want to stick things in your butthole.
Well, then who else are you supposed to invite over?
Good point.
The priest.
No,
They're
hold on.
trustworthy.
So can we time out real quick and just make a tangent off exactly what you just said? We all went to school and they said, "Don't tell a stranger where you live. Don't meet a stranger off the internet. Let's create Tinder."
Yes.
Well, that and then there was don't get in cars with strangers, but here's an app called Uber where you
Uber,
literally invite strangers
I
over
feel
to
like
pick
we're
you up.
taking everything we learned as kids and said, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
We're doing all of it.
We're rebels.
Yeah.
We're guards.
Crap, that's a novel.
Yeah. As far as different launches and exclusives, just looked at the shit show that was streaming services is becoming with Disney. Netflix,
I'm
Studios,
so
Black-
tired of this.
I don't want the gaming industry to end up going down the same road, which is why I'm really not a fan of launcher exclusives. We don't pay for access to these launchers for now, but that's not to say that in 5 years we won't have
He's
Steam
got a good
Premium
point.
Yes, he
and All
does.
access for $15 a month, which we do kind of.
It's not- you can-
coming
you
out with
can-
you guys in Meat Space.
You can get those games
um,
without doing that though.
right, but
For now.
well, no.
No, I know what
Origin
he's
access-
saying. You said we kind of have that now with Origin Access. You don't have to have Origin Access to play
Right.
EA games
it-
for now.
Right. Same thing with Microsoft.
5 years.
Is, like,
This is where I'm torn though.
Game Pass, or Game Pass.
I don't know how I feel about. So I am. Excuse me. I'm so tired of everybody wants to have their own streaming service. For instance, they just announced today. What was it? I'm sorry. I gotta
It's
think.
gonna be like fucking AMC or something stupid.
Oh
I'm
no.
talking about the TV.
So, perfect example. So Warner Brothers just got bought out by a company. Who was it? Fuck, I gotta Google this real quick. But anyway,
Warner Brothers did?
Warner Brothers was purchased by another company.
So WB is now owned by another company, so DC's no longer owned.
Not just that. So now that company wants to. I think it's NBC wants to go through and start doing their own streaming service.
Well, NBC already announced that they're wanting to do their own streaming service, which is why they're selling all their shares of Hulu off to.
Correct. Now, guess what's a competitor against this new service that Warner Brothers now or NBC now owns?
The
DC Universe.
yeah.
They are now wanting to shut down DC Universe. They went through and they have gone through and already started canceling some shows because they are wanting to go through and have their own service, and they don't want to have two services. So it already looks like the DC Universe is shutting down because this NBC wants their own service. Now,
So it is 100%.
it's not guaranteed. No. NBC bought Warner Bros. According to Kevin Smith, yes. Kevin Smith talked about this today, and I mean he works for DC, so.
Yeah.
Who are the 6 giants
But-
of media? Disney's one of them.
So you got Disney. Well, Fox is gone, so they were one.
Right. It became Disney, right?
Yeah.
Were they one?
Fox was, yeah. Because you had Fox, Time Warner. Time Warner's Disney, actually.
Be like
Isn't it?
achievements, stat tracking, use Steam. Let just create more points, which I agree with. And I feel like, I mean, Xbox was fucking groundbreaking. I say the word groundbreaking kind of loosely because they're entirely meaningless points, or they were. But how much fun was it getting those achievements?
Oh, I felt so accomplished.
So much fun.
It's hilarious.
Which is why also it's kind of funny that like
Which is,
don't get me wrong, Sony tried to do the same thing with
trophies?
trophies and stuff.
I don't feel
Did
as
not have
accomplished.
the same effect.
Because I
I was
like
in-
seeing my score, and I like seeing how ahead of my friends I am. And like, oh, you're only 20 points away from your friend. So I'll sit there and try and get some achievements to be able to be like, oh, I just
That's
passed
what-
so
I
and
was
so.
in absolute awe in high school when one of my friends and his little brother, they shared an Xbox account and they broke 30,000 gamer points.
Yeah, and it was like, what?
At that time, that was like, holy shit!
Yeah,
What
do
do you
nothing.
do besides play video
Exactly.
games? But at the same time, you're like, damn.
I just remember
bro,
passing
that's
you,
fucking
and I got
impressive.
so happy, Nick.
So I think that's what it is it's the number factor. Like the same as the fucking idle tap games you have on your phone, where the numbers just get bigger and bigger. You're not doing it, you're fucking tapping your phone.
Yeah,
Tap
that's all it
Titans,
is.
It's all it is. It's
What?
literally just tapping
What?
your phone.
Like cookie counter. It's all it
Yeah,
is. Just fucking.
Sorry, random breaking the thing for comic book stuff. I didn't realize Kevin Smith has been writing the current run of Hit Girl.
Yeah,
Fuck, I need to read Hit Girl.
I thought I told you that. I found that out today.
If you like lack security, total lack customer support, use Epic Games Kappa.
My other thing I was gonna say though, real quick though, and so my flip side is because I am so tired of streaming services and being like, because like I want to watch Star Trek Discovery,
Yeah.
and I want to watch Twilight Zone. Thank you.
It's on CBS only.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking pay for CBS.
Yeah.
Because I already have like 9 services, and at some point I have to draw the line.
Yeah.
However, why the fuck is it that Disney's like, oh, we're announcing a new service, and I'm like, shut up and take my money?
So
I don't know if it's just because I'm a
I
Disney
think
whore.
Personally, it's gonna get to the point. I think, I almost hope, even though I don't do it, I've drawn a line. I don't torrent anymore. No, I mean I never have.
Allegedly.
Everyone keeps
I-
telling me to, and I'm like, I don't want to fuck with
But
that
so
shit.
here, that's the issue.
I don't want to fuck with
Why
it.
do you think the Amazon Fire Sticks, jailbreaking Amazon Fire Sticks, are so valuable? So many people want them.
Just because of the fact that everyone's tired of being nickel and dimed.
Dude, I agree.
Yep.
I agree wholeheartedly. It's getting to the point now. I almost
Shut
feel
us
like.
down.
that should
But at
just
the
keep
same
going.
time-
that should just keep taking off.
But this is the thing. On the flip side, because I'm stepping back out of this,
Yeah.
I can see both sides. And both sides of that is, okay, so for instance, because I just mentioned CBS.
Yep.
So CBS owns Star Trek.
Yep.
So they made Star Trek Discovery.
Yes.
They pulled money out of their pockets and
made
said,
it.
we want to make this show. Whatever reason it was, whether it was a cash grab or it was somebody was like, I want to tell this story or whatever it is. But there are people that put their hard work into this show and said, I want to tell this story and I want to make it right. Do they not deserve money? I mean, they shouldn't have to give
No,
me that for free.
I do agree. I agree
So
with
I'm
that.
so torn on it because I'm like, it's bullshit. I'm not going to pay $7.99 to watch this show. But if I want to watch this show, I should have to pay $7.99 because of the fact of they earned my money.
But at the
They
same-
don't have to give me this shit for free.
But at the same time, they don't give it to you for free. It's CBS. They have a fucking channel on TV. They can put it on TV
Yeah,
and
they
make
have-
money off of
they have
advertising revenue.
The problem is, though, I will
Ad-
say,
ad revenue.
though, with that said, viewership on TV is dropping
Yeah,
insanely.
so that's what I mean.
That's
Instead of-
where you get other stuff like video on demand and all that stuff. Where again, you get ad revenue.
But what I'm saying is, like, so working in the entertainment industry. I need to rephrase that. Electronic industry. I was like, something about that sentence was not correct. That was like something in that
felt
sentence
dirty.
did
I was
not
like-
make
I was like,
sense.
felt
What are you
dirty.
moonlighting as? Like what?
I literally said that
Is there
sentence. I
another
was like,
streaming
that
service
did
you
not
work
make
for?
sense. Anyway, working in electronic industry all day long, I speak to customers all the time that are like, I'm tired of paying cable services. I'm literally getting rid of everything. I'm just going to Netflix.
Which I mean.
So
I'm
the
not
problem
that
is,
wrong.
I agree, and I'm
Yeah,
the same
don't-
way. I
don't
have
own cable.
I
don't
have
the
cable in my
service.
house. I don't have access to it in my room, which is the only place I watch TV. So if it's not on Hulu or Netflix, I don't watch it.
I'm the same way.
Same.
Or if it's not on Amazon
So-
Prime.
I have an antenna.
I get that, but what I'm saying is a lot of
CBS
people
is on antenna.
a lot of people don't.
Right.
A lot of people don't want to
Well,
fuck with it.
Which and it's funny because it's like $20 and it's very basic. You have 12 channels.
Yeah.
But I 1,000,000,000% agree. But what, in my opinion, instead of having just a streaming service, exactly like you said, you have the streaming service, no ads, binge it all as fucking much as you want. You have the not streaming service, it's free, where you have ads, and then maybe you only watch 3 episodes at a time.
So you're saying like go back to what Hulu used to be.
What do you mean?
When
I
Hulu
never
launched.
I never upgraded to the no ads version of it.
No.
I'm
Hold
still
on.
the-
Hold on. When Hulu launched,
Original.
Hulu was a service where you go onto the website and you say, I want to watch this week's Saturday Night Live, or last week's, I think it was.
Yeah.
It was a week late. And you could go on and watch it, and there would be commercial breaks, just like on TV. And then they had Hulu Plus, where it was, okay, here you can watch the whole season. So you could
okay.
pay for Hulu Plus.
Okay.
Then Hulu Plus just became Hulu.
Gotcha.
So they got rid of free Hulu.
Which, but I
So
feel
are
like
you
if-
saying like that there should be like free version
Yeah,
where
because
it's
at
here's
that
all your
point,
commercial
Hulu-
ads, but you're still just using the Hulu app, so it's there for everybody
not
that's
even
already
using Hulu.
like.
I think the issue there is the fact that Hulu
Well,
had to
I'm
pay.
just throwing that name
Right.
out.
Right, but like Hulu probably did that in my opinion. Grant, I have no actual information here. Hulu may have most likely done that because they needed to pay for the contract to show CBS's footage. CBS is the source. If CBS creates their own, then yes, they should just make like an old-fashioned Hulu.
But that's what I'm saying. So like you're saying
like
like
CBS
CBS
All-
free and then CBS All Access,
Exactly.
where it's here it has commercials. If you want to pay $5-10 or whatever, you take away the commercials.
Right.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Because I think making it a streaming-only service, you're only hurting yourself.
Well, and
Granted,
Well,
also
I'm just
really
saying,
like-
from what I'm hearing, I
I
could be wrong on this. Fact check me if you will, but from what I'm hearing, Star Trek Discovery is not doing well because nobody's fucking watching it.
because everybody,
Same thing with Twilight Zone is nobody's going through and watching it because nobody wants to buy another streaming service.
I'm watching
I
it, but
agree.
I'm not watching it on the streaming service.
See that, and that's probably why it's not doing good. Is that's not being registered.
Right.
It's just
Here's my other thing is because then you have one thing I like is it'd be nice if everybody wants their own fucking shit, do it, whatever, charge the $4 a month or what, like because
and then just
CBS
have
All Access is,
Verve, which has
$5.99.
everything.
But yeah, then we have
Nobody wants to play ball and do that though.
nice stuff that's like an aggregate streaming service like Verve, which is the Boomerang streaming service and the Nickelodeon streaming service and the Smithsonian streaming
You're
service.
missing
And-
the best ones.
well, Crunchyroll, and which they-
High Dive.
or Crunchyroll.
But no, I agree with you
has
saying. I
and
feel
then-
Yeah.
like that's basically what Hulu and Netflix will become,
Right.
with the aggregate portion, and then they're gonna have a little section for their own stuff. 'Cause
My thing is,
feel
I
like
just-
Netflix is no longer shows you used to love to watch, aside from Friends in The Office. It is now Netflix originals
Yeah.
All day.
all day.
But my thing is, I wish
Always.
everyone would stop going through and saying, "Okay, we need our own service because I want more money," and would just go back to being content creators.
Yeah.
Just
I
create
hear you.
content and just everything.
But
so
once
the
again,
problem
going back
is-
to what you said, everyone wants money.
I get
All
that,
it is, it's a money hungry industry.
Yeah.
but what I hate is, and so everyone is gonna give me so much shit for this, not necessarily you guys, but what's that book about with Big Brother? Big Brother's
1984.
always watching.
1984.
If I understand correctly, I've never read it, watched movie.
You never read 1984?
No, I just love how, I don't know, he's like, what's that one book with Big Brother?
No,
and both of the
It's
same time,
because Big Brother
1984.
both capitalized because it's Big Brother is always watching, and the whole point is that everything there's one
It's
there's
You
one
never read
network
1984?
there's one
Oh my god.
there's
it's a
one network there's
great
everything
book.
so there is no like okay you can get Comcast and you can get AT&T
Jordan Orwell.
it's there's this service there's the internet everything is ran through this exact same thing
Man, at that
and then it
point, you're
becomes-
looking at censorship galore.
but Big Brother
That's what it is.
Big Brother's always
So
watching they're always watching what you're doing
the
they can control what you
protagonist-
can see
The protagonist of the story works at the Ministry of Truth, right? And his job is he goes back and he alters history.
Yeah.
Basically, his job is he goes back and they read a news article,
Yeah.
right? And if the news article does not fit the narrative that the government,
Isn't there a
i.e.,
game coming up
Big
that's
Brother,
probably
if that doesn't fit the narrative, he literally takes that news article, wraps it up, and sends it to an incinerator, and it's never
That's a
viewed
fucking
again.
game. That must be based off that book that I just did not now.
most
realize.
likely I was gonna say
It
this is
shown
like
at-
one of the biggest
it
sci-fi
was-
novels of like
it was shown at
80s
E3.
70s
80s.
It was
60s or 80s.
70s?
Yeah, no, hold on, I gotta find it.
But my point being-
1984 came out in I want to say it was like the 30s, maybe 30s or 40s.
But
It was like early 1900s.
But my whole point is, so take a game like, Watch Dogs or something like that, okay?
1949.
19. Okay, yeah.
We're never going to get that, even though I would love that. We're never going to get something like that because there's never going to be one unified network.
Yeah.
Everybody wants their own fucking thing. So it's like, oh, hey, you want to watch Netflix? You got to pay for that. You want Hulu? You got to pay for that. I wish there was just one service where it was the streaming service and everyone just puts their stuff on there and then we could watch it.
What Netflix was in the past.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Before it was a streaming
even there.
service, you could literally rent a DVD from any
Well, yeah.
any major publishing house. You could rent a movie from them, and that was it. You didn't have to go to Blockbuster. You didn't have to have a membership at Blockbuster. You didn't have to have a membership at Family Video. You didn't have to have a membership at any of these places. It was just as simple as, okay, I want to rent this movie. I want to rent this movie. I want to rent this movie.
What?
And 2 days later, they show up in your.
So Led brings up a thing. Jesus Christ, dude, you are on a fucking roll tonight. Anyway, point out United States versus Paramount Pictures Incorporated from 1948. Back in the day, Paramount had its own theaters that only showed Paramount films. Same with Warner Brothers and etc. And then the government stepped in to put a stop to it to keep so that way movie theaters would show multiple.
To prevent the monopoly.
So where the fuck you at, government? Step in and fucking stop.
No. That's the last thing we need is more government anything. Plain and simple. But
Fuck net neutrality.
Yeah.
I'm so kidding.
Well.
I'm being so sarcastic right now.
Okay, I was just making sure.
No, I was one of the people signing petitions saying, for the love of God, fucking don't get rid of
yeah.
this. The problem with net neutrality was the fact of it was a bunch of people going to a bunch of old people saying that had no idea, not necessarily even just old people. They were just going to people and were like, what net neutrality means is that the government has this say on your internet. And they were like, oh, that's bad. And it was like, that's not at all what it is. Like, you need to,
It's
people need to.
misinformed, which is
So it was like, we need to
exact same
inform
thing with
people.
Brexit.
And then, exactly. That's a fucking, oh, God.
Fable 4
Yeah.
may be announced at this next E3 apparently.
Which one?
Fable 4.
So,
I
so
have got
what
to
are the
find this
what are the
game.
what are the dates for the E3 press conference?
So it's June 9th, or excuse me, June 7th through the 10th. Because I just asked off for work.
Hold on.
Because I need to request those days off as well.
Hey,
I wonder if they approved
you're
them.
Listening,
No, not Cricket World Cup.
He
E3
needs to show up
2019.
for a podcast.
no, it's. I'm not gonna say that. There was a game announced, I believe, at this last E3 where someone was doing exactly what you talked about.
Oh, shit! They approved it! I got E3 off. Woo!
Nice.
This morning it wasn't approved. So yeah, it's the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Oh fuck. Of June.
Yeah. You better fucking have that off, motherfucker.
Ali is
Whoa.
gonna be in Iraq, and Zach might be in Hawaii.
Seems to me like you guys are shutting your bar down.
Or no. Oh shit! Because if Zach, Ali's gonna be in Iraq. Zach,
Attack?
no.
Damn it.
All I know is he's trying to remember this. I really want the Disney streaming service to be out yesterday. As much as I'm talking about how I hate
Why?
streaming services. So there are, I'm a fucking Disney horror, like I said. But there are so many Disney movies that I want to watch.
It's We Happy Few.
Oh, yeah!
Well, that's
That's pretty close. It's
There's
inspired. It has to be inspired by that
I
book.
think
Have you
the
played
very
it?
first trailer, it is inspired. It says right here, literally, We Happy Few is a perfect example. It is not to say that We Happy Few depicts the events of Brave New World by Aldous Huxley or George Orwell's 1984.
It's not a adaptation. It was inspired by.
okay. Yeah.
Well,
They
there's-
took it and were like,
there's
okay,
a-
like, yeah, it is not an adaptation.
The very
Yeah.
first trailer, I think, of We Happy Few, you're in an office and you're literally
Yep.
stamping things, right?
Yep.
And then you decide what goes in the incinerator and what's not real. That's what just keyed off my brain when you were talking.
Yeah.
about
All I know is I don't know
1984.
why I've never played this game, considering the fact that I fucking loved Compulsion's first
and
game.
I own it.
Oh, We Happy Few?
Yeah.
I don't.
I've heard it's actually. a lot
I
of
watched
Compulsion-
I watched a friend of mine that he's a up and coming streamer on Twitch. I watched him play We Happy Few for a while, and it sort of gave me that BioShock vibe.
Yeah.
A little bit, but it, at least for me, it didn't seem hyper
don't know.
interesting.
That's cool.
Did anyone play Contrast?
No.
God, I
I
fucking
know
love
you
that
won't
game.
talk about
It's only like an hour long. You need to play it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games like
But
that. Like
it's
Stand
so
the
good.
Parable.
And-
I cannot wait for that to come
Okay.
to Switch finally.
What
I-
is- what
'Cause
is
it's coming to
the game
Switch
where
with,
you
like,
have to figure out
3
the mystery on the
Extra
ship?
like things.
It's
Oh,
a super weird graphics, like it's all orange and black lines.
fuck.
That's
Tacoma?
I don't know.
I think it's Tacoma.
Underwater ship.
No, it's not.
No, that's space.
Oh, Tacoma's in space. That's right.
Yeah, Tacoma. If that's what.
No.
No, I'm
You're talking like
it's
a
literally
ship,
on
a
galleon.
boat.
Yeah, you're on a
Oh,
galleon.
the legend of the something.
Sounds like right.
Oh,
there.
Return of the Obra Dinn?
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you. I was like, one of us is gonna get this eventually.
I've heard that game's phenomenal.
I'm
Every
still
single
really
piece
mad
of
that
same-
Horror of the Orient never came out.
And
Do you remember that?
Orient Express?
No, Horror of the Orient. It was a game. It was basically LA Noire.
That's what it was.
Set in like older, like, I don't want to say Orient times because like that's apparently racist now. And I don't want to say anything bad, but like it's set in like
was it 20s and 30s?
Like, yeah, in the Orient because that was the Orient at the time.
Yeah.
No, it's like parts of China and stuff. But anyway, long story short, it was like LA Noire set in the 20s. Well, LA Noire is already basically in the 40s. But
Where is Shadow Danielle? Where's
know.
my fucking tree?
where's my tree?
The
No
tangent
shadow.
tree.
No shadow this week.
Your options were him or
Yeah,
a
'cause
tree.
we're way off
Oh,
track.
yeah.
Oh
We're
yeah,
way
so
off
far
track.
beyond.
Oh, I want to go back and repeat my comment though,
Continue.
because you were telling me you were asking why I won't care about the Disney streaming service so
Yes.
much. So first things first is I love Disney, and there's a lot of movies that I don't own that I would love to be able to see again. So it's every Disney movie except for they confirmed this week it does not have Song of the South. Everything else is included. Song of the South. You ever heard the song Zippity Doo Dah? Zippity Doo Dah. It's that movie, but it very, very badly portrays African American culture. It is extremely stereotypical, over the top.
Blackface,
Yeah.
racist, like.
It's
holy
one of
shit,
those
I
things
can't
where,
believe this
like-
movie got made. What the fuck?
Well, it's one of those things where at the time,
But at
I
the
don't
time,
think
it
I don't
was-
think
it
it was
was
made
normal.
maliciously. I don't think it was made. We're gonna put down a race of people. It was just, oh yeah, like this is how stuff was done then, and nowadays we know that's not okay. So it's obviously they're gonna avoid it, which is a good thing.
We got woke.
But everything is, again, I don't think they made it to be like we're gonna put down these people. But it's gonna include all Disney films. In the first year, they are adding a lot of old Disney content, so it will have all of DuckTales. It will have all of Goof Troop. I fucking love both those shows.
If it
I was a
adds
Toon Disney
movies
kid.
from the original Disney Channel.
Yeah, it's literally, here is every Disney movie that's ever been made out of the vault.
I could
The
watch-
vault is gone. Here it is.
If I could watch the famous Jet Jackson,
Yeah.
In theory, it should be on there.
that's pretty cool.
All of the
But-
Halloween Town, all of like everything.
Cetus,
But-
Lizzie McGuire movies.
Cetus Lapidus, guys.
Next thing with it is original Marvel content, including Scarlet Witch and Vision.
Yeah.
You're getting, which is called WandaVision, and I don't like the
Yeah.
name of it at all.
I don't think I know.
What?
It's
Yeah,
called
it's-
WandaVision
and-
because it's about Wanda Maximoff and Vision, so they would WandaVision.
Oh, no.
But it is starring Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany. So
It's
But the
also,
name-
I know the name's awful.
But the name.
they're also
But-
doing a Hawkeye one too.
I was gonna say Hawkeye. They're doing Hawkeye,
They're doing a Black Widow movie. They're
Black
doing,
Widow film. No, that's actually theater. I was told.
Oh.
That's
nice.
supposed. They haven't.
Careful
that's-
what we say too, because we're skirting right at the edge of that.
No,
Endgame
I'm-
stuff.
I wasn't going
I
into
know,
anything
but if-
Endgame.
If someone
Are we
actually
gonna?
slips,
Are we gonna talk? Because now that Kyle's not here, are we gonna talk?
I mean.
But the other thing I was gonna say real
We're
quick.
at- We're at 2
actually
hours.
at time now.
We're at
so
2 hours. Do we want to spend the next 10-15 minutes, the
Well,
last 10-15 minutes of the stream?
we're gonna
talking
lose
about-
pretty much everyone, in my opinion. But that's fine.
Probably. But here, let's at least finish this tangent.
Go on.
Well, I was just gonna say. So we're also getting Falcon and Winter Soldier are getting a show.
Okay.
Moving on from Marvel, they're making Star Wars shows. So The Mandalorian is coming out. It's written and directed by Jon Favreau. So I mean, there's all of
That's
this
the only reason,
content that like.
right there, the
Oh.
Mandalorian is the only reason I've thought about getting it. And
So-
Mandalorian is launching with it too. It's
Plus-
not this
Yeah.
streaming
Right.
service comes out and then eventually we're
See,
getting
that's the
Mandalorian.
thing.
November
I-
17th, that
I
show
wanna
will be
see
out.
Mandalorian, and then I know, like you said, every Disney movie I can just Kaylee will just turn on forever.
The
So-
number one reason that I want this service above everything else, as much as I love every other thing I just named, the number one reason to get this streaming service for me, it launches with all 30 seasons of The Simpsons. Y'all fucking stupid. I fucking hate you all. I love Simpsons so much.
I never understood the appeal of Simpsons.
I
there's
love
a-
it.
there's
Have you
some-
watched
there's
it?
some
I've seen
episodes
all
that are good,
667 episodes.
And then
Exactly what
there's
you
said.
other episodes that I'm just like, the fuck am
Like,
I watching?
Family Guy had
No.
a good 80-20 ratio to me. 80% 20 or 80% funny, 20% not funny.
Yeah.
Simpsons is to me is about a 28.
You're telling me Family Guy is better than Simpsons?
I would go that.
You're
way.
so stupid.
okay. Here's my thing with Simpsons. My thing with Simpsons.
Kaylee made a mistake.
What? Ooh.
Treehouse of
I've said that
Horror.
all the time.
I love watching the Treehouse of Horror episodes. That's about the highlight of the year.
What season was the movie?
It's 2007. So the show came out in 1989. So you're talking about 18. About 17, 18.
Okay, so the first probably 16 seasons are sheer perfection. And then I haven't seen anything since, but like
I still watch it every week.
Yeah.
I have seen
Like,
every
is it
single
really
episode
good
of The
though?
Simpsons. I love it.
Really?
Simpsons, yes.
So I think when I think of Family Guy, there are certain scenes in my head that I find hilarious. Right?
Okay.
But I could split off. Could you do that with Simpsons right now?
Yes.
Man, that's weird. Because the only thing I can think of Simpsons is the intro.
Simpsons is literally the most quoted television show of this gen. Like, no, I'm not kidding.
I don't know about that one.
Look, hold on. It is so. Hold on.
hard
It
right
is
now.
so big that Google made a search engine that you can go on to, type in a keyword from any episode of Simpsons, and it will literally go through, pull up a video clip, a GIF, and a transcript of the entire scene because of how much people were quoting it and were like, I can't remember what episode this was from.
Yeah, but I could do something with IMDb.
I get that for millions of things. My point is, this was a dedicated Simpsons site. Family Guy doesn't have that. American Dad doesn't have that. Futurama doesn't have that. Simpsons
what
does.
season is Family Guy on?
30.
No, they're not. That's Simpsons. Simpsons is
Oh,
on 30.
Family Guy. Sorry.
No, that's my
So Family Guy I think's on 20, because they're 10 years behind Simpsons.
I still think Family Guy's better.
You're crazy. I like Family Guy. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I can't say it's better because fucking Bird is the Word. That lost me. They're on season 18. No, 18 is about to start. Excuse me.
You don't like Bird is the Word?
There's 2 more episodes left of this season. Girl
Over
Interned and Adam West High School, and then season 18 will start
There's-
at the end of
there's
this
what?
in the fall.
There's some jokes that just
what? In
They go
Family Guy?
too long.
yeah.
No, I agree, and that's kind of the point. It's just, yeah, that's literally meant to be just like the fucking Conway Twitty. Like,
I get that,
It
but my
is
point
meant
is
to.
Simpsons doesn't have to make like jokes like that
I know,
and
'cause
do
they're
stupid
all bad,
cutaways.
so it doesn't matter.
I'm so mad right now. I'm not even joking. Like, I don't know why this is getting to me more than anything else in the world.
Oh,
Oh shit.
Oh God, I've got to fucking be at work in 6 hours.
So do I. No, I don't know what it is about Simpsons. It's maybe I've never been a fan of the characters. Like everyone loves Bart. Bart to me is.
Maybe it's because I grew up with it, though. I mean, I've been watching the show since I was 5.
I mean, I grew up with DBZ. I'm not quoting that.
No, but I'm saying, have you been watching DBZ since you were 5?
Oh yeah, right around there.
So you've been watching DBZ for 22 years. Like, you go home and watch DBZ this week. Like, you're watching Super right now.
Yeah, it's on the Plex.
Oh.
That's weird.
Because literally, I have not gone a week in my life since I was 5 without seeing an episode of The Simpsons.
I've gone weeks, obviously, without seeing DBZ. I've gone weeks.
And
without
I'm not saying you. I'm not saying,
Right.
but I'm just making a point of like,
But like,
for me, there's that
to
nostalgia
me,
of
right
I've
now,
never
like,
stopped
you
watching
talk
it.
about how it's so outrageously quoted. I feel like I quote The Office at least 2 to 3 times a week.
well,
I don't know.
right,
I've got like 5
but
or 6
saying-
people at work
saying
that constantly
you
are
don't
just.
feel that Simpsons isn't
No,
quoted
right,
enough
I
because
know.
you personally don't quote it
No,
and
no.
you haven't seen every
But that's my
episode,
point.
it's like-
The reverse argument is also true.
Correct.
right. Well, but it's also the same thing.
And I can see what you're saying.
Right.
It's obviously lasted this long for a reason.
Yeah.
And-
It is
and
the
it's-
longest running scripted television show in American history.
Yes.
In American history. That's not a joke. That's not an exaggeration.
Scripted?
Yes.
Yes.
So it doesn't count for like Johnny Carson, who
Soap
used to do
operas?
Do what?
Soap operas? No.
Yeah. No. This
they-
has gone longer than any soap opera. If you actually look at episode count, yes.
Longest soap opera. By the way, random question because it was part of our trivia Stump the Chump last week. How many seasons of South Park are there?
18.
Without looking it up.
18. I'm not looking it up right now.
South Park?
God damn it, I feel like it's 22.
I want to say next upcoming season.
Fuck! It's 20.
20.
It's 20. It's 20. Because Family Guy's on 18 and it's been
Yeah.
on 2 years longer than Family Guy. It's on 20.
I was in the process of saying 20.
It is 22. You were correct originally.
Oh,
Oh, was I really?
It is 22. How many episodes?
Oh shit! Fuck me.
I'm not gonna guess that. Top 200. No, because 220 was fucking.
200 and 201 were the band episodes.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 350.
No, there's only 8 episodes a season now.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah,
I'd say 250.
286.
God,
Jeez.
that is such a great show, though.
So, the third longest running scripted drama series in production after British serials The Archers and Coronation Street, as well as the second longest running television soap opera still in production, is General Hospital.
With how many episodes?
How many episodes? Hold on, let me find that. 14,000.
There's no way it's 14,000. 1,400 maybe.
It started in April of 1963. That's why I was like, that doesn't sound correct.
Damn.
Well, they literally just gave them a award for that, so
14,000.
Longest running.
Simpsons
Because
longest.
Simpsons is listed as the
running.
longest running scripted series.
Scripted. What does that mean?
Prime time.
Oh.
It does specifically say prime time. I didn't catch that.
TV series.
Okay. That makes
So
sense.
soap operas aren't prime time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Longest
So I was wrong on that.
running show.
But it just overtook Gunsmoke, which Gunsmoke was I can't remember how many episodes, but this is Simpsons right now is at 668.
I think Gunsmoke was like 635.
Simpsons is currently at 663 episodes.
Yeah, primetime. Simpsons just passed Gunsmoke. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's Simpsons, Gunsmoke, Law and Order.
Yeah.
Fucking Law and Order.
So do we want to start the spoiler section?
We can start the spoiler section if you want.
Make sure to announce that 5 times.
There aren't spoilers from this point
So
forward.
yes, heads up.
Are we
spoiler.
just
Snape killed Dumbledore.
Are we just doing Endgame, or are we doing
weird.
Endgame and Game of Thrones?
Hold on.
Whatever gets
You-
us
you
out of
guys-
here
you
in
guys
like the
keep
next
talking.
12 minutes.
So
You guys-
this is a
Jesus
spoiler.
Christ.
What?
Simpsons has 202 hours of content. General Hospital has 11,376 hours of content.
I was gonna say.
Damn.
I was sitting here like long and
Wow.
short. I was like, that's not correct.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom one more time.
You're good.
Well, it goes by episode
you
count,
guys-
so
you guys
technically
keep,
yes.
You guys keep
It goes by
discussing.
episode count, not time.
General Hospital has 14,000 episodes. I just said that.
Again, I was referring to the fact of prime time.
Your
He's
mom is
naming
prime
prime
time.
time shows. Oh no, you did say General Hospital. I'm
I
not
did say-
listening to you. I don't listen when you talk. I'm trying to see what episode count this is.
That's why.
The newest episode is episode
Soap operas are
number.
hilarious to me. How do you create 14,000 episodes?
Hold on. How do I get to?
A shit ton of writers.
Okay. I'm just.
So there's
double-checking because
660
it's been a while
episodes.
since I fucked with this kind of stuff. So if I'm doing stuff, I can just. Okay, I got it. I figured it out. Okay.
What?
We've spent so much time trying to put a sign that says spoilers that by this point anyone that hasn't left yet is clearly here for
They
a
don't
reason.
care.
Yeah.
At the top, just put spoiler cast.
No, hold on.
People that die in order. Number 1.
No. Hold on.
Dumbledore.
I was gonna say that. Dumbledore, Voldemort,
Snape. Nagini.
Hedwig.
Dobby.
Okay, so there are
Hedwig.
still no spoilers.
Mad-Eye Moody.
At the point
Lupin.
in time where we
Tonks.
start talking about spoilers, I do have an endgame
Fred.
sign at the bottom of the video. So at the point in time where we are going to
But
start
here's the
talking
thing.
spoilers,
So we're like
Bellatrix
4
Lestrange.
minutes behind on this thing, right?
right?
I want to say the spoilers start in the next 30
Well,
seconds.
But what I'm saying is,
Count.
I've got a thing that will it will pop it into my live feed.
Sirius Black. I'm trying to
So
name everyone
it's-
that's died in Harry Potter.
Anyway,
A lot.
Oh, Lily and James.
so
Wow.
okay, so seriously though, so now we are getting
Uncle
into spoiler
Ben.
territory. So I will say,
Love you, lad.
heads up, this is the last thing, but spoiler, and I am clicking the transition right now. Spoilers are officially live.
Now wait.
Oh
wait
my-
For 5 seconds
Well-
for people to hear this and then quit.
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So spoilers are officially live.
If they're officially live, then I can say this sentence.
Batman dies.
Spoilers for Endgame, we are not doing any Game of Thrones spoilers.
It's
right?
fine. Can I
No
say
Game
the
of
sentence?
Thrones, only in game.
Can I
Okay,
say
let's
it?
do
Okay.
I
Ed
Whoa,
Sheeran
hold on.
is the
Ugh!
Kyle's upstairs. Let me go
Close the door. I'll be
Just
quiet.
to be safe.
I'll
Hold
be
the
quiet.
door.
I teared up when I saw that. Can I say it?
Okay, you're good.
I cried for like 30 minutes when Iron Man died.
Cried for like 30 minutes, dude.
You were
So-
blubbering through the whole movie.
Dude, I can't
Adrian
handle
leans
it.
over to me and goes, "Can you tell him to blow his fucking nose?"
I can't handle that movie.
He's
I
literally-
told you all headed into that movie that's how it was
yeah,
gonna be.
No. But I mean, like it's like, and like
Oh,
it's dead silence, no pun intended.
I was trying so
Like,
hard.
There's nothing going on.
I was trying so hard. I was in my head. I was like, "Don't move, don't cough, don't sniffle,
Where's your
nothing,
little
don't."
banner you're talking about?
At the very bottom of the page.
So, the part that I lost it at.
It's underneath the table. Underneath the table.
Oh, I see
It says
it.
Endgame.
It kind of blends in really well.
It does, but it wasn't there before.
I'll keep it down actually because I don't want to yell too loud for Kyle. But the part that I cannot like handle it, the two parts. There's two parts that I absolutely just lose it every time I see this movie. Is number one. God, I want to try not to like lose it now. Is when Pepper talks to Tony and she says, "It's okay, we won. You can finally rest."
Yeah.
Kills
Do it
me.
for me.
And then two is when Happy Hogan is talking.
No.
When Happy is talking to Morgan. Happy's talking to Morgan,
Oh.
and he says, "Are you
right
do?"
now.
He says, "Are you doing okay?" And she says, "Yeah." And he says, "Are you hungry?" And she says, "Yeah." And she goes, "What do you want?" "I want a cheeseburger." And he goes, "Your dad loved cheeseburgers. I'll get you all the cheeseburgers you want."
Oh yeah, that
I
part,
was-
that part, I would like. She said that, and I was just like, because that's like my weakness, like kids especially, and related to death, and that fuck. I turned to Kaylee, and
See-
I was just like,
The worst part is going into that movie, and somebody had ruined that for me.
You've
Headed
seen
in.
this, right?
He was with me on the.
Yeah,
on the night.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I've seen.
I got scared for a second.
Yeah,
I
you were
was
being
like,
really quiet, so I was.
Exactly.
No,
exactly. You were being fucking silent.
He was with me at the 10 o'clock.
Oh fuck you.
But-
too.
I just want to say, the best scene of that, for at least for me, the best scene of that entire movie is Cap
Yeah.
picking up that hammer and kicking Thanos' shit in.
I expected it too much. So that's what bothered me.
See, I saw
I don't know
I saw
when-
the hammer start to lift off the ground, and I was like, "Oh, Thor's gonna pull a sneaky on you." But no, Cap picks up that hammer and just starts beating his shit in. I was
Best
about to
part of
come out
that
my
is when
seat.
he's doing combos with the shield and the hammer. Like throw a shield,
fucking
hit
Throw
hammer,
the
shield.
hit it with
Dude,
the hammer.
Dude, and then it hits him, and he goes flying, and he's like, ah! Whoa! And I'm like pulling down the lightning from heaven. Oh my god, it's so fucking good.
What they should have done.
Fat Thor was
when-
great too.
When he picked it up, it should have given him Thor's like cape.
No.
He
But,
still has a beard.
And then Thor just dual wielding Stormbreaker and Mjolnir was
Like all the lightning, yeah.
Although I will.
I loved when he says
I agree with Joe right here.
when he says here, give me the big one, or he goes, give me the big one, and he takes it, and he goes, you take the little one, and he throws Cap and Mjolnir, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
But
So
I will
And
say-
great.
then finally, the culmination of the entire Avengers saga with Cap yelling, "Avengers!"
after
Assemble!
22 movies, we finally get it, because in Age of Ultron, he goes to say it, and he goes, Avengers, and then it cuts to the credits.
Yeah.
And I was like, motherfucker. So we
Yeah.
finally got to
we
hear it.
finally got the
To me,
phrase.
like yes, I in my head I was like that was too cheesy.
No.
That was too
No,
much.
no,
It
that
is
was
perfect.
perfect. It was perfect.
Especially being somebody that's read the comics, watch all the shows. Like that is such a key prominent phrase. It just
I
felt
sincerely
so.
hope
I also
He's
don't care
like,
what misogynistic
we're
people
done.
say. I don't care what all the misogynistic people say, and they're just like, I didn't like the scene of the movie. I loved it when they assembled A-Force, and just all the women are like, she won't be alone, and every
Oh,
woman
yeah,
just
that was-
steps
that was
forward
badass.
and just
It
like...
Yes.
So A-Force was basically, think of Avengers. They made a comic series where it's Avengers, only it's made up of all of the women.
Okay.
So it's all of the
I'm
strong,
glad-
like,
I
women
wouldn't-
characters.
I didn't know that, and I thought they were trying to do.
It was
a
more of like a little hint.
political,
Yeah, no, it was
but
more
I
of like a hint
preferred
to
that
A-Force.
guy,
But that's, yeah.
I did not expect. I'm pretty sure that was Iron Rescue, right? Everyone's kind of not sure if it's Iron Rescue, Iron Maiden, or whoever.
Oh, you talking about with Pepper Potts? And
Yeah, that was so cool.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
It was a lot
thing
better
with
done this
the
time
like,
around.
yeah.
It was a lot better done this time around than it was in Iron Man 3.
Yes.
Because for whatever reason, I don't know if it was the
Everything done in
effects
Iron Man
weren't
3, let's face
bad.
It was pretty shit.
I don't know if it was the effects or what, but I didn't believe her
See,
in that.
I
I was like, I can tell she's acting and
I
she's not fighting anything real.
I wholeheartedly agree with Bernie Burns in the fact of there's no matter how amazing something looks, how incredible something is, how advanced we are in technology, there's one thing nobody gets right.
Yeah.
And that's somebody in a suit where their head is exposed.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I don't know. I think they did it more of a joke too. Are you referring to Infinity War with Bruce Banner?
Bruce Banner and the
That was
Hulkbuster
meant as a
Infinity War.
joke.
No. When he's standing there and he's looking and he's crying over people disappearing and dying, they're not making a joke of
I mean, they're not going to
looking
change it. The whole point was when they first show him and he first goes through and he takes off the hammer and he's like, "Let's go get Thanos," and he takes off the thing, and it's here's this gigantic body suit of armor and here's his little head.
Well, no, but it looks so terrible, so fake. Same thing with Avatar. Glorious movie, looks beautiful. Again, way too overhyped for my liking, but it's a good movie. But the CG of the guy in that fucking mech suit, it looks like shit. It looks like garbage. Like fucking holy shit, it looks terrible. But I will say with Endgame, they're getting much better at that because constantly when Rhodey was in the suit with his head
I
exposed,
like how it was super high tech.
It
too.
looked
good.
It looked good.
it looked great. But like
It looked believable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
you know what's
even when I was
surprising,
watching
what they don't do is just make
a suit.
But make a suit, that's just covered in green.
But what I
Yeah.
don't understand is in Iron Man 1,
Yeah.
the suit was real.
Yeah.
Like Robert Downey Jr. was wearing a suit of armor. It literally, I just read, it weighed 90 pounds to put it on him. It was real. They stopped doing that around Avengers, I think, is when they stopped doing it, and they went to all CGI. So he has like pieces of armor on where it's like, okay, like the boots are like, he'll have like the metal boots or something, but he doesn't have the full costume. It's all CGI now. That was when everything started getting weird because it used to be,
Yeah.
it was realistic because he's actually in a suit of armor.
Yeah. But my other thing is with what was I saying? No, like Infinity War. When they had the Hulkbuster at the end of that movie and like Bruce Banner in the suit and everything like that, it just looks like shit. Like even the first time I saw that in theaters, I actually laughed. Like, don't get me wrong, I was crying because people were dying left and right.
That bad.
No, it looks like shit.
What are you talking about?
I'll show it to you again.
What part?
At the end of the movie when everybody's disappearing and
What movie? Which one? You gotta be more
Infinity War.
specific. Okay. We
Infinity
were talking Endgame like 13 seconds ago. That's what threw me
Right.
off.
Right. I said Infinity War. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I was reading an article about how Steam just hit 1 billion users.
You're good. But it's one of those where like Hulk in the Hulkbuster outfit, like Bruce Banner, it looks like shit. The lighting's off. Like it just does not
I
look.
agree with Corey. It doesn't
natural.
bother me.
I don't think that bad.
I'll show you here in a
I
second.
just
You'll be
watched
like, oh.
Infinity War like
But you weren't
a week
looking
ago.
for this. It's
that's why I don't know if I want to see it. Like I think I'm
It's one of
okay.
those-
I like
I noticed
having
it
the
the first time.
mirage.
Yeah, I don't think I want to see this.
I noticed.
I
it the
believe you.
First time, and I can't
But-
unsee it, and it
Yeah, I
one
refuse.
shot
I'm definitely not watching this clip now.
kills it. Don't get me wrong. Still a great movie. Still enjoyed the end. Monty's a fucking idiot because he says that Infinity War is better, and Mike Cole somehow agrees with him. Mike, if you're still watching, fuck you, you're wrong. But they
Yeah, this movie.
Endgame was done perfect.
They
This is the
both
perfect
say that
ending to
Endgame
22
is
movies.
Infinity War is a far superior film to Endgame because Endgame didn't have enough quote unquote action.
I'm okay
Well,
with
bullshit.
that though, and
Endgame was the culmination to an 11-year saga.
No, but I think what it mostly is the fact that Thanos won Infinity War. It was something different. That people
and I think the other thing is no
don't
one
get me wrong.
expected
Oh,
that.
without question.
'Cause I remember-
no one expects the
I
villain
remember-
to win.
But I remember being in that theater, and I still when I was watching it last week, when he does the snap, everything happens, and it shows him. And he's just sitting on that planet, and I don't remember which planet he's on. He's not on Titan anymore.
It doesn't say.
Okay.
It doesn't have an end.
So he's on
I
that
mean,
planet,
it
and he
has a
sits
name,
on it.
but they never say it in Infinity War.
But he
They
sits
never
down
said
on
that.
that. He sits down on that porch, and he looks out, and he just smiles like he said he was gonna do, and he just smiles, and then it goes to black, and I was like, well, that's not the end of the movie, And then the credits started rolling. It was like, that's not the end of the fucking movie.
Yeah.
And like,
The planet, they called it the
I just-
garden, but that's not the name of the planet. Is
No,
it?
the garden.
Oh, the garden.
And then he brings it up. He's like, oh, he's on the planet, blah, blah, blah. Rocket says it.
Yeah, but it's like some
I love Rocket.
like letter number combo, isn't it?
God, that was another
No.
great thing is when they're putting all of the stones into the Iron Man armor.
Oh, God.
Not Tony's armor, because that happens later on in the
Yeah,
movie. But
when
when they're putting it into the gauntlet, and they put all the stones there, and they're like all like freaked out, and it's just quiet, and he goes, "Boom!" and everyone just like jumps, and he's just laughing.
So that was actually an issue I did have with the movie that I did not like.
What?
I did not like how they used Iron Man's gauntlet. That doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
So originally, Thanos had to use the same steel Mjolnir's made out of to be able to create the gauntlet to wield the power of the stones.
Yeah.
You tell me we use nanites that does the same thing? So Thanos constructed a massive giant, not Gimli, fucking Tyrion Lannister to create this gauntlet, the space magic gauntlet to control and harness this power. And the whole time Iron Man's just like,
With
"That's it, bro."
that said, though, I will say, having gone through and watched this, though, is yes, they were able to harness it that way. But first of all, they took way more damage than Thanos did from
True.
the snap. Because
But-
Bruce Banner, it literally burned him,
But the way
ruined
they-
his arm.
But the way they kind of made that seem was more of the fact that Thanos is strong enough to contain the power, and while Hulk is strong enough, or not strong enough, while Hulk is strong, he's not quite strong enough.
But this is my point. First snap,
Yeah.
everything went fine.
Yeah.
Second snap, after the gauntlet was already destroyed and compromised, burned Thanos.
Yeah.
Iron Man armor, already compromised, goes through and burns
And kills him.
Bruce Banner,
Oh,
and then
right,
kills
right.
Tony.
So it's more of
My point is, I mean, literally, if anybody would go through and be able to handle the power of the stones, it would be Bruce Banner. Because, as he says, all the radiation put off from it is gamma radiation,
If
which
you
can't hurt
think
him.
about it, though,
And it still fried
it
his
didn't-
arm.
It didn't almost kill Thanos. It destroyed the gauntlet, right? Like,
Are you
from
talking
Infinity
about
War-
at the end of
The second snap.
the second snap when he went
No,
through
no.
and he destroyed the stones
he
with the
destroyed the
stones?
stones.
Destroyed.
Yes. My
Okay,
point
you're
is the
saying the
gauntlet's already
gauntlet's already
compromised by that point because it's already destroyed.
It's
Okay.
like somebody reusing a Kevlar vest.
Correct.
Yeah.
Once it's compromised, it's done.
You shoot a Kevlar vest, it's bulletproof for that bullet. Like
Which is also another thing. If I don't understand that, which I mean, I guess it works better than anything. Nothing. But so you have a Kevlar vest, right? What if someone shoots you twice? Just fucked.
In the
Well,
same spot.
Nine times
It's
out
all-
of 10 with a
it's
Kev,
all
nine
little
times
chance.
nine
Is
times out of
it
10
the
with a
one
Kevlar
spot is
vest,
compromised?
That
the whole
single
vest.
spot is compromised, but
It's
if
like
you're
the
wearing a Kevlar vest,
Yeah.
you have steel plates inside that vest.
I get that, but my question is because everyone says if you get shot with it, the vest is no good anymore.
no.
No, it's,
I've
if
heard
you're
that from
shot, If
everything.
you're shot in
That-
the same spot,
That would never happen.
Exactly.
You'd be
So why don't
surprised.
people reuse Kevlar vests?
Well, would you want to? Just to
Just
simplify
on the
argument.
off chance that somebody happens to hit you in the same spot, you'll die. Or you can just grab that new one.
Yeah, but I paid a third of the price for the first one.
All right, Jew. I'm kidding.
And
It's
we're-
pronounced Joe.
It's demonetized.
No,
I loved
just-
every single piece of
just-
this movie.
general opinion,
Not enough Spidey.
Endgame,
Endgame.
Infinity.
Endgame.
Endgame.
Endgame's the best of the 22.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for a 3-hour movie.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't feel bloated.
I saw that look.
doesn't-
Winter
It
Soldier's
doesn't
good.
feel bloated. There's a lot of.
I've
there's
seen
a
it
lot
3
of-
times, and it
feels
does
like
not feel like a
6-hour
3-hour movie.
that they condensed to a 3-hour movie with perfect pacing. Like they
Yes.
just, it feels like a very incredibly long movie where they got rid of a bunch of the filler, but still had enough filler to where
See,
it doesn't
feel rushed.
Like
Personally, to me,
rush-based.
I think honestly my favorite part, obviously of all the main stuff happening, my main part or my favorite absolute part of the whole movie isn't so much like obviously everyone coming back and that great feel good feeling. I personally fucking loved the Tilda Swinton Guardians
Yes.
with the Hulk because that is a side of the whole universe I didn't
Guardians,
fucking think
you mean.
of.
What do you mean
Not
Guardians?
Guardian, the Guardian. So for when
Ancient
Hulk-
one?
yeah, ancient one.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that's
No,
what-
you're fine. I was thinking Guardians of the Galaxy, and I was like,
No.
they weren't in that scene,
so
were they?
literally, because Hulk
Okay.
goes and talks to her, and she's
Yeah.
sitting there, she's killing the Chitauri, and I'm like,
oh fuck, that's
Going
right,
back,
that's
but
there.
Nick even pointed out, if you go back and watch Avengers,
Original
the first
Avengers,
Avengers,
there are
you can
Chitauri,
see
like
the Chitauri being
dying
taken
in the
out
air, and you can see
by-
the fucking orange shit like killing them.
No shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's something that again.
How long have they been planning this?
Now, and here's the thing.
Could have been a fluke.
It could have just been one of those things where they were
I don't
like,
like to
They were
believe that.
using
You know,
laser cannons.
well, no. It could have just been one of those where they were like, this is going on in New York. Obviously, Doctor Strange is in New York. They're gonna be in New York. They're probably gonna be
Could've
helping
been
out with the
Easter
fight.
egg originally.
Right.
And then it became.
And then it eventually became
a plot point.
Well,
Yeah.
we already did this. What if we just have it as Tilda Swinton's the ancient one,
Yeah.
and this is happening, and then we could tie it all in together.
I just love her
But-
line with. He's like, I'm looking for Doctor Strange. She's like, you're about 5 years too early. He's over. He's
Surgery.
doing surgery 20 miles that or 20 blocks that way. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
so great.
But I was such
Tony
a,
with his dad.
cool. See
That scene was
Yeah.
amazing,
Oh.
and the fact that they introduced Jarvis from the television series.
That was the comment.
was-
That was what I got wrong.
What?
I was telling you this morning that there was things I've been getting very angry, and I'm sure we do it on the podcast, so I can't say I'm not at fault. But I've been, for whatever reason lately, been getting mad when I listen to podcasts and they name a fact.
I heard John Romero this earlier.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
They'll name a fact and they'll say something and it's not correct, and I'm like, I know that's not correct, but I can't say anything because I'm not there.
Yeah.
But for instance, Bernie Burns this morning was talking about how he's a big fan of John Romero's movies with like Dawn of the Dead and Night of the Living Dead.
Romero.
It's George Romero, not John. But anywho, this reminded me,
But he's dead,
Kevin
he can't
Smith
do
was
that.
talking and was like, this is a movie where they went through and they actually went back and decided to show Jarvis just because they wanted to introduce him for the thing, blah, blah, blah. And like he was like, they've never shown Jarvis before. Like, this is the first time they threw Jarvis in a movie or in anything. And he was like, and it's the fact of it's just so incredible that they would put that little detail in. And I was like, bullshit. He was in Agent Carter.
Yeah, he was in Agent Carter, and same actor and everything.
But
He
again,
was
not
the
every,
fir- the
and I
first-
understand not
the
everyone
first
watched Agent
Marvel
Carter, so I'm
character
not
introduced
faulting
into
him.
a
But
movie
at the
from a
same
television
time,
series.
which
yes,
is phenomenal.
yeah.
No, I agree. That's
And
why,
even though he was on screen for all of 10 seconds,
Which I can never remember
Yeah.
what
It's
actor
still
he
a nice
is.
touch.
He's so good.
Yeah.
I'm a little. Let's see, like I have hope for Shield, which tomorrow we get our first
Trailer for Agents of
trailer
S.H.I.E.L.D.?
for the newest
Yeah, I'm
season of
like
Agents.
2 seasons
I
behind. I
cannot
need
fucking
to
wait.
catch the
The
fuck.
last episode he watched was the introduction of Ghost Rider.
Which I got bored because I don't like Ghost Rider.
Right?
You're not missing much.
I like how he agrees with you and you're like, you're not missing much. And he's like, wait.
What do you mean?
I did not like the way Agents of Shield did Ghost Rider.
No. What I'm saying is that's the last episode he
I mean,
saw.
yeah, you're
He's
far
missing
as
a
fuck
whole
away.
fucking bunch.
A lot.
It's just such an amazing fucking show.
It is.
And there's so many times I want to say something, and I'm like, spoiler alert, I forgot Joe hasn't seen this. And like, because
Okay, I'm never going to find this guy because I forgot how big the cast of Endgame is. What was the other show? Agent Carter.
yeah.
Yeah, Agent Carter, he's going to be like third listed as Jarvis.
Second.
Second, my bad.
James Darcy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember where I know this guy because I fucking know him from something.
But yeah.
Oh, he's in Endgame. I'm just kidding.
I was convinced for a second too. Like, oh, mind blown.
Oh, he's in Cloud Atlas. That was
Oh,
actually a really
yeah.
good movie. He's only in it for like 5 minutes.
So
He's really good.
I liked that new aspect of a different look of all these things that are because like when you think Avengers, obviously you think of the main core 6 and all the Chitauri they're fighting and everything. I didn't even think of oh yeah shit, Ancient One's over there fucking wrecking Chitauri like it's no big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I was like that's cool as fuck.
Oh yeah, and then like I don't know what it was, but all the little nods here and there, like America's ass.
Yes.
You like
I don't know.
That is
Me-
America's
America's
Me
ass.
personally, way above it was just like I'll take it.
Hail Hydra.
yeah.
Fucking, I was just like done.
dude, we were watching that, and I'm pretty sure it was you
That's the
leaned
best
over,
scene
and we're
in
like,
the
"Are
movie.
we seriously getting another elevator fight scene?"
I was
And
excited.
I was like,
he's
we'll
gonna
see what
repeat it.
happens. And then he did the whole Hail Hydra. I was like,
Oh
my God.
See, me personally, I was in there. I was just like, "Oh my god, he's gonna remember this scene later on when it happens again because he kicks his ass twice."
yeah,
And then he does that, and I was like, "That's even better."
right.
I just remember loving the whole, whoa, buddy, maximum occupancy on this thing, man. You're gonna have to take the stairs. Hulk hates stairs. He punches the elevator, and they're like, "Calm down, buddy." He punches the elevator.
I like to.
They're just like, all right, get him out of here. We can all pose another time later.
Oh, or when they're like, okay, buddy, you should probably go through and start wrecking stuff so you can blend in. And he's like, I think it's what is it? But he's like, I think it's a little gratuitous, but whatever. He rips his shirt and he's like, And he throws the bike and he's like,
But still, I mean, Dr. Hulk or Professor Hulk, come on.
Okay,
Like-
just take the goddamn phone. You want a picture with me? I'm Ant-Man.
Dude, and I almost made a joke when Kyle was over here talking about Fortnite. I was like, oh, fucking Hulk dabbing. Fuck, I can't say that. But yeah, like,
You know he's upstairs crying right now because he can hear everything we're saying, and we just ruined everything about this movie. Your walls are not that thick.
no. It's insane.
Is it?
Like, dude, like I can like Adrian was upstairs doing homework. I had the door closed. I sat in that chair and played my concertina, and she didn't even notice. Like
I keep forgetting you have a concertina, and I haven't even seen it yet.
Really?
Yeah.
It's over there.
I haven't even seen it yet.
Yeah, but like it's one of those where like she like no idea, like not even a peep of a note. Like,
Well, I hope
no.
he hasn't spoiled anything. Because we keep getting excited.
You know the other thing is though, everyone said.
How much longer are we continuing this episode?
I was going to say, I
was gonna say,
I've got to get home.
Yeah, it's 12 o'clock. Y'all
So
gotta
we're
be
wrapping
over
this
in,
one
like,
up?
5 hours, so,
Yeah.
The other thing I want to say real quick, because nobody brings this up and we haven't mentioned it yet, and everyone I've heard talk about this movie is yet to bring it up, and I feel bad about it. Nobody talks about Black Widow.
Oh.
That's because, unfortunately, my personal opinion,
Maybe it's because everyone knows she's coming back.
So heavily overshadowed.
What do you mean
Like,
overshadowed? I did not see that coming.
No,
I totally.
overshadowed.
I
Like
agree.
everything else in the movie.
Oh,
So
I thought you were saying
immensely-
foreshadow. Like
No,
it's
no.
100%.
I didn't see
Yeah.
it coming either.
I thought it was gonna be Clint.
I saw Hawkeye.
I thought for sure. I was like,
here's
Clint is-
my thing. I thought it was gonna be Hawkeye, and that's why they were playing so much on the he's doing this.
What
first
the
thing, he's doing this first thing.
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah,
just
it-
happened?
What? You alright?
My bank account just went way the fuck negative, and I'm getting like all sorts of alerts now from my bank that are not good.
It
I
just
did,
turned
yeah.
12, which means stuff came out of your bank account.
Well, let's end the.
But yeah, let's end this podcast. And,
Hey, I can get back into my Apple account because they charged me.
What Apple account?
I got locked out of my iTunes account because Apple's stupid. So when you buy something, they don't charge you immediately. They wait like 5
Which
days.
is so stupid.
The whole point of it is because they're like, well, we're waiting for you to go through and buy more, and then we'll just bundle it all together.
because they don't want
But
to
the
pay
problem
for the credit
is-
card fees. Hold on.
problem
if
is-
somebody can't afford credit card fees, I'm pretty sure it's not Apple.
Right?
Oh, shit.
But what pisses me off is, so I go through, it was like a week and a half ago, I thought for sure it'd come out, so I spent my money. And then all of a sudden, Apple was like, oh, we never charged you, and there was a problem with the billing, so because of that, blah, blah, blah. So they went through and were talking about all this shit. Well, anyway, when there's a problem with billing, they lock you out of your iTunes account. So you can't watch your movies, you can't listen to your
All the
music.
stuff you've already paid for, all that kind
They
of stuff.
lock you out of all of that
That's
because
fucking stupid.
of the fact that
Basically,
they're like,
go
well, you
fuck
haven't paid for
yourself.
this stuff, so until you pay us for this stuff, we're taking everything away. So the problem is, I haven't been able to watch any of my movies for a fucking week. I didn't get to watch American Dad this week because of it.
I really like my iPhone, but I'll be completely honest. Apple does some pretty fucking scummy
They
shit.
do, but at the same time, I'm going to be honest, no offense, but there's some shit on Android that used to piss me off just as bad.
I don't know much
Like,
about
not
that.
this specific problem, but I did used to have issues on Android that I was just like...
Anyway,
Yeah.
we need to end the podcast. So, again, thanks everybody for watching, even though I'm pretty
All
sure
nobody.
it's just... It says we have 2 viewers, so I'm
It's
assuming
just
one
us.
or- Yeah.
2.
Yeah. So, yeah, till next time, Nick.
Tyler.
I'm Iron Man.
I'm not.
All right, and we will see you guys later. Bye.